Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's Utrecht time. As an American, I have no idea of how to properly pronounce that, but I'm going to do my best. We've got a great day of Pokemon Go action ahead of us. Over 160 trainers have descended on Utrecht in the Netherlands to claim the title of Special Event Champion. Now, I'm quite excited because obviously we saw a bit of a meta shift with the release of Tinkaton, and then in Milwaukee, it was the Malamar show with Malamar taking all 3 spots on the podium. So today, we're going to be taking a look at day 1 of Utrecht. These battles happened earlier today, so we'll get to watch through them stall-free. First matchup will be the Lucar against Rudiger. We have a Miltank, always some interesting picks in round number 1. Jumpluff, Azumarill, Superior, Corviknight, and Skeledirge. Shadow Malamar is not permitted for this tournament, that's correct. And for Rudiger, we have Tinkaton, we have Malamar, Golisopod, Shadow Drapion, Shadow Jumpluff, and Diggersby. Let's take a look at movesets here. It is a Thunderbolt Miltank, and oh, a Blast Burn Shadow Ball Skeledirge, no Torch Song. Interesting. And these movesets look a lot more standard, where there's nothing of surprise among these movesets in particular. We have the little Heracross plush, always love to see that. Why does Dirge actually cook here? Hold up. I know there are counters to it like Golisopod, but even so, like, Dirge is, like, maybe I'm crazy, but I think I would bring Dirge into this team. Because even his bad matchups aren't awful. I think this is a very Dirgeable team. Especially with Blast Burn. Blast Burn could actually rock a Diggersby. Okay, game number 1, we are set. It's going to be Malamar into the Jumpluff for the Lucar. This matchup is somewhat playable for the Malamar. Malamar doesn't have to switch out of here. May want to, though. But it looks like whatever gets switched in, there's a good counter awaiting it on the side of the Lucar. If the Shadow Drapion hits the field, oh, I'm not on the clock. I can say Drapion. If Drapion hits the field, then we can see a counter switch of a Corviknight, and if it's the Diggersby, then we can see a Azumarill. We are going to see a catch now, catching the Aerial Ace onto Diggersby, but now Diggersby is going to be answered with the Azumarill. Unfortunately, clicked the switch button too late, so did get the 1-turn switch in there instead of the 0. Rudiger farming up a ton of energy, and really nice job by Rudiger being able to adjust timing to punish the fact that that was the 1-turn switch in. 30% chance at an attack drop here, and the attack drop does come through. This now means this Ice Beam is significantly less threatening. The Lucar ends up throwing on alignment here. If you're Rudiger, you're pretty fine just absorbing this damage. It's debuffed, and you're kind of using Diggersby as a potential opportunity to try and reposition this game. The 9% con is not in play here just because damage was already done to the Diggersby by virtue of catching the move. But now, will we see a further pivot out here? Diggersby farming up. No! The Lucar ends up over farming too much, forced to burn a shield, could potentially try for a bubble farm down here, but Diggersby very happy to generate an advantage out of this game. We see another debuff. There's the switch into the Drapion, answered with Jumpluff, and with this repositioning here, the Lucar has now set himself up to where this Malamar is going to be a huge problem. That's going to be the acrobatics. It does get shielded, and the Jumpluff with each Poison Sting gets closer and closer to a range where Crunch will be able to deliver a knockout blow. This is the non-Shadow Jumpluff, which means I believe Crunch will not be enough to knock out here. Jumpluff is able to hang on, has the Aerial Ace. How well is Rudiger counting? Does he know this is shy? It is not enough for the acrobatics. Rudiger is counting perfectly and gets that no shield correct. In comes the Corviknight. Corviknight going to immediately be put on the defensive here as it's so far behind in terms of energy. Crunch is going to land. That's big damage onto the Corviknight. Switch clock for Rudiger will be up pretty soon here. And he's going to make another Crunch. And this is just, oh my goodness. This is so tough for the Lucar. Energy on this Corviknight is valuable for the Lucar. We're now going to see a switch into the Malamar. Malamar, you always no-shield this because there is energy available on the Azumarill. So this is absolutely the right play. You absolutely just have to let this go. In comes the Azumarill. Azumarill will get to fire off this Play Rough. Should have gone for an Ice Beam here, but you can shield, throw a couple Psy Waves, and then you'll be going for a Superpower just to guarantee the knockout here. Oh no! Okay, he's actually not throwing. Instead, he's going to look for a Drapion reverse farm down here. So he's actually sacrificing the Malamar to set up the Drapion. I honestly don't mind this play pattern at all. It's not the way that I saw the game, but it's going to work out because he's going to get the crunch here. Although this isn't quite crunch range. This isn't quite crunch range, which is a little bit tricky. Corv does hang on here. So I see the idea, but I think it actually backfires here. Oh no! And I think because he played the way that he played it, he's actually going to lose this game number 1. That is unfortunate. You saw the idea to try and get the energy, but the Corviknight was still too healthy. It survives the crunch, and unfortunately, it was a really interesting play pattern there, but not enough to pull out the victory. So game 1 does go to the Lucar. And for Rudiger, needing an answer here because you really don't want to drop to loser's side in round 1 of the tournament. We've got lock-ins here for game number 2. It's going to be the Shadow Jumpluff into Superior. A very, very good lead for Rudiger here. You would always prefer it to be the Jumpluff. We do see Azumarill and Corviknight in the back. Azumarill is problematic in the back for Rudiger. Rudiger doesn't have a good check to the Azumarill in the back, and I would argue the most logical response is the Diggersby, just due to Diggersby's insane bulk. We now see the Corviknight, but this will get Diggersby here. This is what Rudiger needed. Yo, what's up, Tara? If you don't have one, then yeah, you can also make a bit of a day trip out of it, where you can drive to it, and then, I don't know, like, look up if there's a park near there, go for a walk in the park, yeah. I would say if you're ever going to drive for Pokemon Go, you can always find something interesting by there. I don't know if there's like a restaurant near there that you haven't gone to that you can check out before. So that way you feel much less like you're just traveling for Pokemon and you can make a little mini adventure out of it. That's why we don't ace bait, Tiger. We just aggressively force them into giving up an advantage. But yeah, even with the energy advantage, Diggersby, like Diggersby gave up in this matchup by switching in late. It's still just so dominant for Diggersby, because Sand Attack does exactly 1 damage. You can run an attack-weighted Corviknight that does 2 damage per Sand Attack and beats Diggersby in the 1s, but you end up surrendering a lot of advantage here in doing so. We're going to see an aggressive pivot. I actually really like this play. Bank the energy, send in the Drapion. Here, the correct play is usually going to be to go for the Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant is the better move to go for. Now in comes the Azumarill, because if you Frenzied, you would have got a lot more value here out of this matchup. But yeah. Yo, what's up, Vicetra? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. We're going to see Crunch land onto the Azumarill. 30% chance at a debuff, and the debuff does come through. The Lucar, honestly, here you can just go for the Ice Beam, but going for the Player of Fear just to try and guarantee a knockout. What's up, Ted Detective and Venti? I don't know why I was struggling with that name so much, but I was. And now this Crunch still will not knock out, but with the debuff, it is going to be doing quite a bit more damage than it would have normally. Another debuff comes through, and you can just farm all the way down here. Oh my goodness, Shadow Drapion, absolute rampage here. There's like 100 energy on the Jumpluff. As Lucar, you can't shield this ever, but if you don't shield it, then you're just getting stung down. So it's definitely a lose-lose situation. A third Crunch debuff. Oh my goodness. A third Crunch debuff. And yeah, there's just... Like, that game was over without the Crunch debuffs, but the Crunch debuffs, that isn't even the 9% con. That is the... Is that the 3% con? No, it's the 2.7% con. The 2.7% con. I woke up, I showered, I made coffee, and then I went live. So my brain is still turning on. We're going to a game 3, folks. I am rooting for Rudiger, because Rudiger to me feels like the more experienced player. There's a milk tank on my screen, and oh, this has to be good for Tinkaton. Usually towards the end of the season, Mini. Yeah. Yeah, also, we were in Factions VC till very late last night. Now, you might say, well, were you doing faction stuff? No, we were not. We were being hooligans. We were being absolute hooligans. Hoodlums, if you will. You kind of have to throw an alignment here as tank or you get outpaced, but as tank, you're still fine here. There's Dirge! He brought the Dirge! We're so back. We're so back. The uncomfortable thing is Azu's going to be really tough here. I would rather be the Lucar here, which is crazy. You have to pivot here. Yeah. You'll get crunch on good timing. Oh, throwing 2 in a switch. Oh! You can see there the wins from Rudiger as he realized that he mistimed it. Yeah, it started out as me claiming a 4-1 set to get up to probably close to top 10 in the world on today's boards when they update. I got up to 33.66. And then we stayed in VC for like 4 hours. Another crunch debuff. Yo, what's up, Mean? Honestly, whatever opponent we get, if we want to win it all, we're going to have to beat the best. So I guess we'll just beat whoever's in front of us. Okay! The switch into the Tinkaton. Catching the move. And now it's just Diggersby season. Blast Burn's going to hurt. Blast Burn's gonna hurt. Yeah. A lot of crunch debuffs. Blast Burn does add up. Oh, rough timing there. You can see Rudiger shaking his head. Another debuff? No shot. 3 crunch debuffs and a Scorching Sands is so funny. But now he can just throw it because it KOs. All right, Scorching Sands into the... Yo, Dirge lived? Wait, hold up. Okay. Pause? Pause? I didn't think Dirge would live that. Wait. No shot, right? No shot, right? Oh, no. Oh, no. He threw! He threw! Oh, no! The timing comes back to bite him! Oh, no! Disaster! This is why we time our moves, chat. If you give opponents free turns, they will get to moves they shouldn't get to. Oh, that is catastrophic. Oh, no. The free energy comes back to bite him in the worst way. And he's going to the losers bracket early. Oh, that is tragic. All right. Yo, we have Meech versus Korn. Meech is running Pachirisu. We have Jumpluff, Claydol, Pachirisu, Azumarill, Shadow Typhlosion, and Furret. Meech traveling all the way from the United States to compete. We love Meech. Meech is terrific. And Korn is running a lot of water types for Alligator, Lapras, and then Tinkaton, and some other things that I will have to look at when they come back onto the screen. Okay. Any weird movesets? Energy Ball Jump. That's a weird moveset. Outside, the rest very, very standard here. And for the opponent here, it's Skull Bash Lapras and another Energy Ball Jumpluff. With Energy Ball on Pluff, yeah, this is not a team that you bring Pachi into, in my view. Alright, Typhlosion and a Malamar. Identical pacing here. As Typh, you're always just punching, so that way your pacing stays the same. Rusty, so the sauce is, if you sign up and then you wear a shirt with a logo on it, they can't have shirts with logos on stream, so then they'll just give you a free Play Pokemon shirt. That's the sauce. You heard it here first. Ooh, okay, we get a catch. Ooh, that's not a cap tie. That's not a cap tie. He shields, but this isn't a cap tie. Oh, don't click that move. Okay, he didn't click the move. But this Typhlosion is just generating such a massive advantage here. Yeah. I don't love throwing here. She was dry and Corn could have got the farm down. In comes a Azumarill, and this game's over. Yep. Calm, cool, and collected from Meech. Minnie says, I'll do that. Yeah. Now you guys know the sauce. Just have a logo on it. Because if you end up on stream, they can't have other brands' logos. For copyright reasons. Will I be grinding Regigigas? I will not. I already have a level 50 Regigigas, and I will be streaming this instead. Faction jersey, you have to get the jersey pre-approved. Yeah, you have to get it pre-approved by them. Yo, Emmy with the 13 months. Appreciate you. For the shirt, yeah, you do have to compete. What move is Como-O getting? What's its signature move? Isn't it like Clanging Scales or Clangorous Soul or something like that? One of the two. Something about a clanging or a clangorous and then an S word. Well, you do have to get on stream to get the shirt win. Yo, what up, subs? For Alligator. Oh, it's the Pachi! Diggersby. Oh, this sets up a 9% con. Oh no, the free bubble. This sets up the 9% con to lose swap. No 9% con. Yeah, no 9% con here. Missed a few bubbles there. That's not an intentional undercharge. That is just an error. Also, both of these battlers are missing opportunities to throw their charge moves when they could throw them earlier. Like, Meech doesn't have to take this move. There's not really, to me, a purpose in taking this move. Because now you're not going to make a move versus the Gator. So I don't love that decision, personally. Are we hard pivoting a Pachirisu? That's how we lose this game, by the way. Yeah. Because now Gator is just going to absolutely obliterate the Pluff. Like, I get the idea, but I would have rather just played for being in alignment, Andy. It's an energy ball Pluff, but Gator has energy. Surely he knows to play rough, right? Oh no, you have to play rough here! You have to play rough! Why are we bulldozing? Okay, never mind. She's fine. She's okay. Alright, well, she wins 2-0. The game's over. Like, that's the kind of play you make if your Azu is super healthy and would have conceded an insane farm down. But it wasn't. You can still just let this go, yeah. These are very early rounds in the tournament. These are early rounds in the tournament. All right. I believe that's only an NA, Phenom. I believe that's only an NA. All right. Meech takes it. Tiger, you are plenty good enough to hit Legend, brother. You just have to lock in. Yo, Tomahawk with the most normal team he has run in a while versus Wes. We have Tink, Diggersby, Shadow Blastoise, Shadow Lapras, Jumpluff, and Malamar. And Wes with Azumarill, Golisopod. Ooh, I love the Shadow Swampert pick. I didn't see the rest, but I love the Shadow Swampert pick. Let's see. He is Bash on the Lapras, Bash on this Blastoise. A-Slash, Shadow Pluff, Dilly. I think Swampert is so sick. I think Swampert is so sick. Yo, what's up, Smurvy? Welcome in, trainer. Good to see you. Hope you're having a magnificent weekend. But yeah, I am Swampert's strongest soldier, low-key. I think it's really good. Alright, we have lock-ins here. Game number 1, Tomahawk versus Wes. It's going to be Azumarill staring down Malamar. As the Malamar here, you can farm up a ton of Psywaves before switching. Even like 17 Psywaves and a switch to Lapras goes incredibly hard. Oh, he's farming up so much. But Wes is actually going to throw, so Tomahawk's forced to burn a shield here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Because ideally, you would love to dip out without having to burn the energy. Oh, he's staying in. This is interesting. This is not the play pattern I was expecting. This is not the play pattern I was expecting. But he is a better battler than me, so I will watch and see. But I much prefer to farm up a bunch of energy and then bail. So I'm intrigued to see, because the issue is this next move doesn't knock out either. So Azu just forces 2 shields. Okay, there we go. There we go. There's a catch. There's a catch. Nice. So we get to waste the energy. We are going to get hard punished with a Swampert here. But Swampert isn't awful because it is only Hydro Cannons. But as a Swampert, you basically just want a Mud Shot until it's Hydro range. Yeah. This is Shadow Hydro Cannon. A good Tink might hang on here. Yep. Yep. Let's go. Shout out to matchup knowledge right there. Whoo-wee. Let's go. Shout out to matchup knowledge. And now Malamar has 2 moves, question mark. Now Malamar has at least 1 banked, but superpower won't knock out. Gonna go lap here, actually. I mean, you just tank it. 3 Psywaves and an Aria should just knock this thing out, because Aria is a great move. It is shadow on shadow. The thing you have to watch for is Wes getting sneaky and catching. Oh, interesting. Switches in. Ooh, Wes wants the final shield. Invest in the Malamar, buddy. Oh no, he lets it go. Oh no. The issue is he's Bash. If he was Ice Beam, I think we might be fine. I don't know why Tomahawk's language is not... Normally Tomahawk plays in English, but I believe his phone's in German here, right? Because I saw something that said Ein. So I believe it's in German. And he lives in the UK, so he's not German. Maybe it was from another competitor. I don't know my Shadow Lapras matchups. I need to know if this knocks out or not. Oh, it doesn't! No! Oh, so close. So close. Dang. I live in the United States, Double. Had he invested in the Malamar, he wins that game, but obviously that's a hindsight is 2020 moment. Oh, Shadow Lap staring down Credilli. Malamar answer. Oh, this is not an answer. This is not an answer. Oh, buddy. This is not an answer. This is the easiest switch flip in recorded human history. There's never actually been an easier switch flip. Yeah, this game's over. This game's over. Pod wins this because it paces evenly and wins cap. It doesn't pace evenly if it's down energy. I mean, Wes has to let this go, because the only way he gets an advantage out of this mid-game is by playing the 1-2s. But for Fareed, this is an easy shield, because he knows that he can put Credilli on Tinkaton, and that's absolutely worth going down shields to do so. You also exit very healthy on Malamar, and you know there's not an Azumarill, based on the fact that the Azumarill wasn't switched in. So now whatever comes in is getting super powered in the face. Wes brings this in, making the read that it's going to be something very good into the Dilly, which kind of has to be Tinkaton. Shadow Malamar is banned at this tournament, Kevin, because it released too close to the start of the tournament. So that's why we won't see any Shadow Malamar today, because it just released. Well, it can't 2-shield through a Azumarill, unless it's the Shadow. I do think Shadow Malamar is better, yes. I know as a regular Lapras into Shadow Swampert, you live 2 sludges. Shadow on Shadow, my matchup knowledge is more fuzzy. I still imagine Lapras can survive 2, and it can. That's really good as Lapras. Interesting IV Shadow Malamar, nice. I know some of the competitors are like really sold on like going for a ton of attack on the Shadow Mala. Looking at Sims, I don't see the vision there. That KOing is unfortunate. But Tomahawk should be able to overfarm enough to be fine here. Rank 1 Shadow Malamar? Use the rank 1 Shadow Malamar. Yeah, PvP is a very math-intensive game. Oh, no! Oh, man. Yeah, I think he had to bulldoze. I think he had to, like... He had to bulldoze and cope for a debuff and a farm down. Dang, that's unfortunate. Sag for our good friend Tomahawk. Like, bulldoze doesn't KO there. No, bulldoze is awful. I think he had to pray for a bulldoze debuff, but that's only a 50% win con. Is that a Mighty Yenna? Holy shit. Yo, Superior Talonflame, Shadow Blastoise, Shadow Quag, Shadow Drapion, Tinkaton. Take me to the other guy's team. Mighty Yenna. Holy shit. Stunfisk, Shadow Lapras, Shadow Mighty Yenna, Shadow Freljord, Claydol, Jumpluff. Yo, I gotta send this shit to fucking Ray, bro. I gotta send this shit to Ray. Ray is gonna lose his shit. Alright. Yeah, Shadow Mighty Yenna's... Yo, let me look at this team. I mean, Tank and Drape are obviously bad for it, but Mighty Yenna can kind of BS its way through the other four. Yeah, they had to make their own Mighty Yenna graphic. Okay, I am now rooting for Slasho. Mighty Yenna, go! Odds on the lead! Let's go! Mighty Yenna! Oh my. This thing is super frail. This thing is super frail, by the way. Go, Poison Fang! If he calls this ace bait, by the way, that'd be so painful. But as Mighty Yenna, Frenzy will kill you like 8 times over. Claydol is actually so bad as a counter switch into Drapion. Like, look at this, man. Drapion, because of the slow counter swap by Slasho, Slasho's only on 2, which means Drapion is going to get an Aqua Tail here before the move is reached. Look at this right here. He gets it. Dude. Claydol has to be a lead. It can't be run in the back. It's so bad in the back, bro. It's so bad in the back. You kind of have to go Gator and 1 shield farm down here. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, this should still just be a win for Hikami. I mean, you just outpace the thing with Superior, and you can just aerial ace. Switches Blastoise. The Fang lands. Interesting Hydro here. Hydro means that he's not going to shield the Blastoise. He's just going to let it go. But this does allow Slash to do 4 in a move. Yeah, he's basically relying on Serp to farm down and exit with a move for Mighty. Is Clock up for Slash? It's not. He can't escape. He's stuck in here getting farmed all the way down. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that is the full Mighty Yenna experience right there, unfortunately. It's really cool, but its pacing is not amazing. And so if it... Oh, he's running it back! Yeah, faster Claydol swap could have made the game feel a bit different. They're running back exact same teams. He frenzies this time. Any good retro teams? The team I was running last night was regular Gator, Grumpig, Claude with Sludge Bomb, and that felt good. Because regular Gator can beat Furret in zeros. Oh, faster switching this time. Oh, he lets the mud slap through. He lets the mud slap through. But now he can throw an alignment here. Yeah. Slash fixing the mistake from game 1 is good. Yo, what up, Gecko? Happy Saturday. But this Serp farm just goes insane now. Oh, he gets the tomb, though. But based on counts... Oh, he shields the tomb. Interesting. You tank the crunch, because if you shield the crunch and a debuffs, then a second crunch does way more. Oh my god, Mighty Enna can shield and cap tie here. Because he's one off the next frenzy and Mighty Enna's one off the Fang. Banks the crunch for later. Gets the Hydro. Landing the Hydro here is really good. Is Hikami? Yeah. Oh. Mighty Enna has to Sucker Punch down. It's the only way. Mighty Enna can't throw a move. If Blastoise is 2 off, he just wins. Yeah, Blastoise wins this game. No, it doesn't! It gets farmed down! Mighty Enna! No way! I thought with the +1 defense it would live, but Sucker Punch going absolutely crazy here as Slash is gonna force a game number 3. Oh my goodness, Mighty Enna has that dog in him. Absolutely. We're going, oh, it's Serpent of Fisk. Fun's over, folks. Fun's over. We have to pack it up. In comes Jump Love, answered with the Drapion. This is actually really fine. This is actually really fine. It's a horrible lead, but Drapion is a fake Jump Bluff answer because Acrobatics demands a shield every single time. Which means that it'll be shield advantage Mighty Enna, which is what it wants. Even just acing here would be good. Yeah, I would have liked to see him ace there, which is a weird play, but just to guarantee a little bit of damage. Because he's done no damage to this thing now. And now you just double ace. Oh, it's actually a cap tie on Acro. Ooh, I like Mighty Enna a lot less in the 1-0s than the 2-1s. I think the 1-0s is way more losable. I think the 1-0s is way more losable. And he just pivots out and the game's over. Yeah. RIP our Mighty Enna dreams. RIP our Mighty Enna dreams. Hikami played it smart. And he miscounts as well. Yo, what's up, Manuel? Can we get some 07s in chat for our good friend Mighty Enna? Some salutes. 07s. You were a good hyena, Mighty Enna. Dang. I'm sad. I'm sad. Alright. Colin 6 versus Music Michael. Colin has Azumarill, Diggersby, Talonflame, Lapras, Furret, and Shadow Drapion. Michael has Tinkaton, Shadow Typhlosion, Azumarill, and some other mons that we'll see when it comes back. All right, Flybrave Bird, Skullbash Lapras, everything else standard. For Michael, it's Tinkaton, Shadow Typhlosion, Azumarill, Malamar, Primate with Close Combat, and Shadow Jumpluff. I was Sludge Bomb on Claude for pacing. Ooh. This is not as... Oh. I was going to say, this lead is not as bad as it looks, but then I saw he ran ABA. He can throw instantly here, though. Yeah. But I would not run this ABA to Talon. This ABA to Talon is brutally bad. But Colin knows that he can brute force his way through this. He can just throw one in the move here and outpace. Yeah, Michael just lets it go. But with Azu Drap in the back, he'll go Azu, and I think Colin can just... Yeah, Colin can just pivot here. Full set of the Play Rough. Play Rough does quite a bit. A lot of these competitors, when it comes to Shadow Drapion, will specifically look for a Drapion with a high enough defense stat that Azu Bubble does 1 less damage. So it makes an Azu matchup, which is already pretty tough for the Drapion, feel a bit better, just because they don't have the same farm down ability. But this entire Azu just gets neutralized now. There's the switch into the Jumpluff. Crunch coming through. This will burn the timer. You can't shield this. But yeah, Colin just switches Talon and wins. Oh, defense drop as well. Yo, what up, Acevex? Yep. And that's game over. And Michael just knows there's not a way to win this, so you just let it go. Move on to the next. Gets the fly as well. And Michael's like, oh boy. Not even DRE, he just lived that. But he just goes Azu, yeah. Yo, Monwell dropping a 5 out of nowhere. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for supporting the content. Let me get that spray going for you. Appreciate you, man. Seriously, the support means the world. All right, Azu gonna knock out Azu. Game 1 to the final boss, Colin 6. Ooh, Talon into Azu. Much tougher lead for the Talon this time. Drapion. Oh, not answered with the Tinkaton. This is interesting. Like, Colin's running a bait outline for the Tinkaton. Michael's making the read, but I imagine Drapion can BS its way into flipping switch here. Does he decide to shield, though? No, he calls the Rage Fist! Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Michael's having to shield now. I wish he would have cap tied here, because he's 2 off, which means he won't get the Rage Fist into the Talonflame. Oh, Colin's selling out for swap. Oh, he gets it. GG's. Game over. He tried to play around the bait out, but in doing so, it cost him the game. Because now he can't win. Now he just can't win. That's tough. That's tough. I had a game like that last night in Go Battle League where I predicted the bait out and I didn't bring in my hard counter and then I lost swap and lost the game. So I could definitely empathize. Here, I mean, when it's telling you just bank the play rough and switch, but it's not going to matter. The game's over. Like, the Azu cannot get through the opposing Azu with enough of an advantage to be able to win this. So this is just a 2-0 for Colin. With Alolan Raichu? Ooh, spicy, nice. Anytime we have one of these long drawn-out mirror matches, the thing to watch for is how much they're over-farming. Because it basically comes down to, like, in this instance, neither trainer wants to switch in, really. Just because if Michael switches in, then that's just a free 100 energy to Talon. And Colin doesn't really want to switch in either, but that's usually what is the best thing to look for here. But in this particular situation, he is going to switch in and try and play it out, but I mean, Colin just never shields this and incinerates down with Talon and can't lose, so. I am a big believer in the Shadow, yeah. I think the Shadow is better at playing into what Malamar does well. Like, there's certain matchups where the Shadow's worse. Like, the Shadow is so much worse into Feraligatr. Like, the Feraligatr matchup is actually atrocious. And he's just at 100 here. GG! Colin does it again. Brave picks up that KO. Winner semis. Odin versus Cokeshack. Cokeshack, a member of the community. So we are big Cokeshack fans here. Running Dugong, Shadow Typhlosion, Credilli, Corviknight, Azumarill, and Golisopod. And for Odin, Corviknight, we have Corviknight, and then instead of Credilli, opting for Furret as like the fake grass. And then we have Claydol, Azumarill, we have a Dusclops sighting, and a Shadow Drapion. Shadow Malamar's amazing, yes. Any weird movesets? Nah, it's all standard. Any weird movesets here? Nope, all standard. Credilli's staring down a Dusclops. Dusclops obviously has super effective Ice Punch, but it's non-stab, and Dusclops has no attack stat. And that no attack stat is made even worse by the fact that Credilli can spam out Rock Tombs. Oh, what a catch! Cokeshack reading him like a book. Oh my goodness, devastating Ice Punch catch onto the Azumarill. That's so well done. Now, if you're the Dusclops, you have to rebank a ton of energy and now gonna go for the mirror play. Clocks are heavily misaligned, which means Cokeshack can even escape out of this mirror and potentially Corv this as well. Like, this is where I fully expect Cokeshack to be able to punish the misalignment in the timers, which is really nice. K-Wax, Sparse. Oh, and regular Gator wins twos there. Can he leave this energy and escape? Oh, he just couldn't. He just couldn't. Being able to save that energy and go Corv would have been so sick. Yeah, and now the timers are basically back up. I think he would have had to go 1 over 100 to escape. I still view that as probably worth it, but yeah, we are going to see the play rough land. Again, farming to the max and play rough is guaranteed to knock out here. Down goes Azumarill. In comes the Shadow Drapion. You will get the play rough, which is really nice. Oh, that is funny, Marcel. That is good to know. That is good to know. That just does so much damage. And Corv is going to be his best friend here. I wouldn't hate a shield here. Yeah, because this is obviously going to do way more than a move from the Dusclops. Does get the defense drop, but even at -1 defense, a Shadow Punch is going to do less. Do you do like 2 sand attacks in a swap? No, he's just switching instantly. That's actually really bad luck. Okay, if you look here, Odin gets damage registration error here. The sand attack doesn't register onto this, so the sand attack goes through, but the sand attack damage doesn't register. This is, hold on, this is actually really important. This is really important. Cokeshack gets 1 turn swap here because of damage registration error. Odin switches in, the sand attack goes through, but the damage has not yet registered. In order to queue a switch, your fast attack damage has to have registered. A 1 turn damage should always register instantly, so this is why it's damage registration error. And that's why when he tries to click, because his switch button's available here, he clicks it and it doesn't go through until the end. He's unable to queue and therefore gets 1 turn and gets denied. And that's because of damage registration error, and that's why it needs to be fixed. Because he ends up missing out on a fast move there. Yeah, I don't think he cares. Now that it's -1, he is going to survive this. But yeah, this is easy claps for Corv. Yeah, it is an incredibly stupid DRE because 1 turn fast move should always register instantly. It's why if you have 1 HP with a move and your opponent has a 1 turn fast move, you should never get that move. This is in Europe, Jimba, and I am not in Europe. When I'm asked to cast, I cast NA tourneys. And he exits with the move banked. And he takes it. Corv put in work because it found the only Pokemon more fraudulent than Corv, and that is Dusclops. I am a proud Dusclops hater. I think Dusclops is very bad. Okay, Odin plays the cap here. Iruka, there's a way around that. Next time you report something, go through the weak connection prompt. And then when they ask you if they've answered all your questions, say no. That's the sauce. Shadow Dusclops. Shadow might be better. I've only tried the regular, and I thought the regular was incredibly bad. Like, it's very bulky and very spammy, but my issue is it does no damage. Ever. So you need like 8 moves to get through something, and that just burns the switch clock too easily. So that's why I don't like it. I feel like it's too exploitable by good players. The Shadow, I imagine, might feel better, but I don't have a Shadow. So I've only tried the regular, but I did not care for the regular. Double Iron Head is the correct play here because Sky Attack doesn't KO. A sting down here is a nice play from Odin. But I mean, you just go Azu to waste this energy. Poor timing there from Odin. He surrenders 2 free turns instead of 1. Does get a debuff. Pivots for it. But the important thing for Dilly here is Dilly wants to be able to output the debuff first. Because Trailblaze is non-stab. So Trailblaze at -1 does like no damage here. And that's what Cokeshack is counting on. Like, look at this damage here. That does nothing. That is painfully inept damage because that debuff was applied first. I thought about it, Zam, but my worry with Poltergeist is it feels like in many games, the game is won or lost off of whether the opponent shields it. The moment I throw a Poltergeist, I am deciding whether the game is won or lost. If the Poltergeist lands, I probably win. If they shield it, too much energy has been wasted and there's no ability to come back from that. And that's why I don't like a nuke that's as expensive as Poltergeist, because it is too game deciding. Like, it takes my ability to win a game out of the equation more often than not. Because it just comes down to, does the opponent respect it? We are talking GBL, yes. It's the same reason why Shadow Force, back when Giratina was good, never picked up in usage. Because if it was shielded, you've wasted too much energy and you can never come back from that. Yeah, like Skull Bash at minimum, you get a defense boost, so Skull Bash is a lot more playable. Ooh, we have ZZ versus Maxi. Shadow Typhlosion, Claydol, Azumarill, Furret, Jumpluff, and Corviknight. NAIC's in June. And Maxi with the Shadow Drapion, Lapras, Talonflame with Flame Charge, Claydol, Azumarill, and Malamar. Save switches the Claydol. Maxi baits. ZZ gonna call this. But chipping into Azu is pretty fine. Yeah. Switching out of Azu into Drapion is a bit interesting. I think Maxi could try for the farm now, but his bubbles are now -2. Yeah, he realizes he can't, so he's just going to 0 bubble it, basically. Ends up hitting a few bubbles last second, but clocks up. And this just looks so bad for Maxi now. Who won the Spice Bowl? We have it down to top 3. It's PvP David, Galactica Bolton, and Firestar in the top 3. Santiago, unfortunately, is not being streamed. Undercharge here, but Maxi is going to shield it. Getting the Azumarill neutralized here is really good for Maxi. Because obviously Talon in the back would be in a really rough spot otherwise. Oh! Forcing the energy with the Claydol. ZZ's playing very, very well. Sucker Punch down with Furret, question mark? Yeah, that's just game, right? He is flame charged though. Oh no, Nathan. Even flame charge, I don't think saves his ass. I think Furret is just winning here. Because his Azumarill had to throw a move, so his Azumarill... Yeah, ZZ is Jongus' brother, yeah. He goes fly to not mess up his residuals, but either way, he dies to 2 sucker punches here, so the game's over. Goes Azu, just trailblazes instantly, and the game's done. All too common Furret W. Let's go Furret. Furret pulling out the broom with this sweep. Yeah, I bet you thought by me not streaming Retro Cup you could escape Furret, chat. You were wrong! No one can escape Furret. His timer wasn't up yet. Alright, Malamar Claydol. High rank Malamar can win zeros here. Yeah, he's just going to let this go. Banks the move, goes Azu. Oh, he doesn't have an answer. So he's forced to Rock Tomb and then Mirror. But this desyncs the timers. Watch for Maxi to punish this timer desync, by the way. Maxi's not going to stay in this matchup. Oh, ZZ's staying in here. Interesting. Now he tries for the catch. But he's desynced the timers by like 22 seconds. So Maxi should be able to throw one move, tank a move, and then bail to Lapras. And ZZ will be stuck in that matchup. So this is now heavily tilting towards Maxi. Oh, I don't love throwing that move. I don't love throwing that move. I would so much rather go over 100 and leave with 100 energy. I don't like throwing that at all. Because if he, look, if he didn't throw his move, he could have left with his 100 energy. Yeah, I really don't like that throw there by Maxi. I think that is unfortunately a big misplay by him. Because now ZZ throws once and his clock's up. He would have had to throw twice in this matchup if he didn't. And that's why that is a strict misplay there. Like, he's probably still fine, but he could have played it a lot cleaner. He's going to go for the Aria. Aria does not knock out. That's tough. He would have had so much more, so much more energy. He's forced to burn a shield. Now he's debuffed. And down a shield into a Typhlosion. There is a superpower banked on Mala. Yo, what's up, Swole? How's it going? Throws the Thunder Punch here right away. Very much depends on the particular Mon, Rob. Goes to Azumarill. Gonna mirror here. Player Up does not knock out here, but what this could set up for Maxi is an ability to Psywave down the Azumarill. They're both pausing! They're both pausing! Oh my god, I love this. I love this. They're both waiting the timer. They're both waiting the timer here. The game is actually updating for both, which is great. Maxi takes the knockout. Because he knows that he's one off the move. And then he just has it. Yeah. He takes it. Nice. We're going to a game 3. I think Maxi made it harder on himself than he had to, but he's still able to get the win, which is good. Okay, Azu versus Azu. Now, this is about what's in back. Malamar's incredible in the back. He looks at his watch. Saying, we're going to be here for a while. Why the pause? He had to ensure. So, ZZ wanted to let himself get KO'd to get Typhlosion farm. Maxi wanted to wait so that once he KO'd, he could throw a player off and then his clock would be up in time to snipe with the Malamar. Because if his clock isn't up, then ZZ just incinerates down, leaves with a punch, and wins cap over Malamar. So he had to pause. There's a lot of factors at play here in an Azumarill mirror. The rank 1 will live on exactly 1 HP over several of the other high rank spreads onto the third player up. But you can specifically run an Azumarill that has a little bit of attack that can actually still knock that out. We're now going to see the Furret get switched in here, answered with the Drapion, and that's going to set up ZZ to unfortunately have his Claydol into a Malamar, which is not what he's hoping for. Currently, I would say ZZ, RG. Currently, I would say ZZ. Like, in a tournament, ZZ has won a tournament before, and Jonkus has not. ZZ was second at EUIC. ZZ's won regionals in the past. Lived on 1 HP there. Easy claps. Maxi's undercharging, though, because he wants farm. 6 Psywave down. In comes the Azumarill, but... Oh, the catch! This is a good game. This is a good game. I love this. Oh, my goodness. This is great stuff. This is great stuff. Maxi's playing so well right now. Holy. Yo, what's up, Blob? Welcome in. Yeah, he's actually playing brilliantly right now. Not getting that farm down for ZZ is so painful. So painful. That is tough. He'll be able to apply perma debuffs, but Malamar with 2 shields is unbeatable at this point. Like, he has to shield the first, but Malamar still has the shields to hide behind. Like, he has to win or lose off of fast moves, and he can't win off of fast moves. So I'm going to fire off the -1 foul play here. That's going to land. Another foul play will not knock out, but for Maxi, he can just shield and overfarm. All he has to do is not let ZZ catch. And against the 3-turn user, that's very easy to do because he will just be watching for the Mud Slap to start. If Claydol begins its Mud Slap animation, it can't catch in the middle. Gets the Psywave down, takes the win. GG's. Applause from ZZ. ZZ's always a great sport. ZZ is always a great sport, man. And that's something that I very much appreciate about him. Win or lose, he's always very gracious. Dowoski versus Strange. Is that a lantern? Alright, I'm so serious. We are going to have to stop the continent of Europe. The continent of Europe, you are being stopped. Why is there a spark lantern on my screen? No. No. Bad. Lantern, Shadow Jump Love, Malamar, Tinkaton, Diggersby, Lapras. Bad. Lantern is terrible. Don't run this. Lantern cooks. No. Zukun, are you from Europe? I need to know. I need to know. Lantern is not spice, bro. Lantern is cope. Lantern is cope. Lantern is so bad, bro. It's so bad. Lantern into Malamar. Let Malamar cook. Malamar is about to saute this washed fish. You're in the US? You're an honorary European now. I don't make the rules. It did, Swoley. It did. Lantern and I have a feud. To be clear, I love everyone from everywhere. But Europe's obsession with Lantern needs to be studied. Let it die, bro. Let it go. Let it go. It's so bad now. Also, I think we needed a superpower there. We did. Strawn's not superpowering. Let's Lantern win zeros here. I did not watch the Minecraft movie, no. I guess this does set up farm for Gator, though. That forces a Lapras bring in here. Lantern W. He intentionally lost zeros by foul playing instead of superpowering. Nothing was a W about that. Yo, what's up, Abby? Welcome in. Phenom, you can't say that, brother. That is gonna be me when one turn lag doesn't get fixed. I'll be a fully bald man. All my hair will be gone. I will be fully bald. Down a shield is very awkward here. Lantern. No, Yakai! Yakai, please! No! No, Yakai! I can't have the world champ coming in chat, hyping up. Yakai, no! Yakai, no! I will have stern words with Yakai at Anaheim. Don't worry, chat. And the stern words will be, "Hey Yakai, hope you're doing well." We are very lucky that Yakai, our world champion, very, very kind, nice person IRL. Very kind person IRL. Not a kind person when you battle them, because he will just absolutely crush you in battle. My source on that is I have been crushed in battle by Yakai many times. Every time I queue into him, there's a "oh shit" moment. He's very good. He's very good. Yo, what's up, Omar? Jump Love into Malamar. Notice how the Lantern got benched? Because it's a gimmick. He said, "Wash battler now." Nah, you're not washed. Nah, the thing to remember, Yakai, is that at Worlds, you won't have to deal with all of the DRE that you have to deal with in GBL. Because at Worlds, you don't have to deal with the uneven connection with you obviously like being so far away from the American servers. That is dead as half of what makes it so much harder to battle if you live in Asia. is like people in Asia and like down in Australia and all throughout that region just get horrible DRE, bro. Like opponents get DRE against them all the time. Yeah, Tiger's in India, and yeah, he says DRE is my #1. Yeah, because opponents get it constantly. He'll get an ace here. Yo, thank you, Oni. I appreciate that. He had DRE 3 of 3 moves. Oh, no. Gets a fire punch here. Oh, no. You can... That, oh, God. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. I don't know that for certain, Marcel, but I know that regions that are farther away from the US tend to experience DRE in one turn worse. I still have, and like, I live in the US and I still get one turn a lot, but I know that even it's so many magnitudes of degrees worse. Like, it's so much worse for like Asian players. Oh, how do you get Tinkatink? Tinkatink is, it moved to 10k eggs, right? It moved to 10k eggs, right? Someone in chat who knows the game will know better than me. Bank all this energy. Yes! DRE, Abby's damage registration error. It basically means like, if you reach a charge move on the same turn that damage registers that's supposed to kill you, you're not supposed to get the charge move. But damage registration error means that the damage was delayed by a turn and they got a charge move they shouldn't have reached. It's in 10k? Okay, thank you. Oh, that's awesome, Richies. It's so strong, man. It's so strong. If you pair it with a Malamar or a Shadow Malamar, it's so unbelievably good. Oh, double superpower time. Let's go. The banked moves. And then you just superpower here right away. Oh, interesting foul play choice here, because foul play will concede more farm. I guess he wants the Psy Waves, but I don't think that matters as much as limiting the farm, because he has 2, right? Oh, this comes down to Tinkaton CMP. It's Tinkaton CMP. Who has the worst Tinkaton? Oh! Oh, Strange has the worst Tinkaton. He survives. He takes it. And Dowoski is just saying, you gotta be kidding me, man. That's where I was surprised at the foul play there. I think you had to superpower on alignment to hope against hope that it like made him get 1 fewer fairy wind. My understanding is it was originally intended for it to work like that. But then Mons were getting moves after they fainted and it was really weird. So they patched it. It is a Lantern, yes. As Lantern's biggest hater, I am rooting against the Lantern. Tinkaton, oh, that's a tough lead. Shadow Lapras time. He gets outpaced here. Oh, yeah. I was expecting him potentially to throw 6 quick attacks and then wait the turn and then try and catch on Lapras, but he didn't. And this really desyncs timers. Bring Lantern again in game 3. Nah. He knows it's a gimmick. Everyone brings their gimmick mon in game 1. Everyone brings their gimmick mon in game 1. And then they don't bring it because it's a gimmick. The Samsung UI update, yes, it's actually so bad. It's actually so bad. I hate the new Samsung UI update. Also, have boards updated yet? I gotta check. They updated. Where am I at? I am 13th in the world, chat. Let's go. I locked in last night. I logged in because Axon finished his sets 1 elo above me. And I was like, there's no way we can let that slide. So I did another set. And then I 4-1. Because Axon, hold on. Axon finished at 33-35 and I was 33-34. So I was like, okay, there's no way. So I had to lock in a little bit. But we're good now. But yeah, the new Samsung UI is so bad. How can I go back? Every time I put on Do Not Disturb, it asks me a prompt. No, just put on Do Not Disturb so I can record the game I'm playing. So irritating. A debuff here would help Dowoski tremendously. To just make these fire punches so much less effective. That's basically what he's fishing for. And he doesn't get it, and you can see the eye roll there. Dang. There are 2 tied, 1 elo above me, and Existing Monkey's 2 elo above me. So we just missed top 10. But I will take 13th. I'll take 13th. I'm not mad at that. Ace bait there. A catch on a Tink would go hard. I cannot lie. Tries for it. He's chucking a bulldoze. Oh, he shields what could have only been a bulldoze. Oh, no. And you can see there. Oh, no. And now he can just make a play rough. Yeah. Next stop, number 1. I will not be there. I will not be there, unfortunately. I used up all my sauce earlier in the season. He's going to shield, but yeah, he knows Acro just doesn't knock out here, so. GG's. So, you just shield to guarantee it, because you know that even with a bait, he can't have the nuke. Alright, Lantern does not prosper. And Strange advances. Next matchup, Slow King versus Snowman. We have Azumarill, Claydol, Corv, Shadow Jumpluff, Shadow Typhlosion, and Furret. And Snowman with the Malamar, Shadow Jumpluff, Azumarill, Unova, Stunfisk. Oh, he has a lot of things weak to slap. My goodness. Unova, Stunfisk, A-Slash, and Drapion. A Gastrodon would be putting up LeBron numbers. Like, look at this. Like, we haven't seen a Gastrodon yet in this tournament. But a Gastrodon would be putting up LeBron numbers into this team, man. Typhon to Drape. Does he just do 1 Incinerate and then throw away Azu? No, he stays in. Shadow Regigigas? Probably not. Because I'll probably still be streaming when it's happening. Azu versus Azu. I was responding to a message about Spice Bowl. So I missed it, but I imagine Drapion banked energy and then mirrored. And that Drapion energy will just be insurmountable. Sourced, yeah, this one's over. Okay, gotcha. So it was as I expected. Ooh, losing that cap tie here. I hate that when I scroll down, it doesn't pull up everything. Why do I have to scroll from the left for notifications and from the top right to access stuff? That's so stupid. Have it all in one place. I swear, software designers have to be studied, man. Their brains have to be studied in a lab for how they can consistently, like, specifically, like, the new UI is just so much worse. Like, why would you do this? Gastrodon, because Claydol offers flexibility. Even in its bad matchups, Claydol can still fight back, like into a jump bluff, whereas Gastrodon is just RPS in its bad matchups. So people... Wait, I can change that? Panel settings together? Where do I find this? Where do I find this? Chat, treat me as if I was your grandfather who fought in the war and doesn't know how to use his phone. I need to be taught. Is there a way to fix this? I would love nothing more than to fix this. So it said panel settings over together. Open from the top. Fully to the edit menu. And then panel settings. Where is panel settings? I don't see panel settings anywhere. I agree with that, yeah. Should be top left corner when I'm in edit. Where do I find edit though? The pencil icon? Oh my god, wait. Wait! Holy shit. Okay. I moved it so the stuff I need is at the top, which is good. Becomes IT support for Grandpa Watch Party. True. True. I cannot lie. So I can move that up. Yo, that's kind of nice. That is, yeah. I can at least move stuff around, which is a lot better. Thank you. Done. Yeah, that's so much better. That's so much better. We gotta say sorry to Samsung Design. No, they changed shit for no reason. I will not apologize to them. I would like to apologize for absolutely fucking nothing. Why did you change a perfect UI? Do y'all want to hear my most grandpa take ever? Anytime they advertise phones with the new AI, it makes me want to buy it less. Why would I want AI on my phone, bro? AI is not something I would ever use. That's not something I would ever use. Ever. I don't care about AI. It's useless. Like, generative AI is useless, man. That is my most boomer take, and I will stand by it. Also, that's unfortunate for Snowman that he couldn't get that farm down. I liked it when AI was like, we're going to use machine learning to solve complex problems, not to create shitty images that people could have made in Photoshop and use creativity. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. There's never been anything more pointless. than generative AI. Like, we really have people in schools who are using AI to do their homework, bruh. They are not learning shit. These are gonna be our doctors, bro. These are gonna be our doctors. Wild times. Wild times. Yeah, mimicry. That is what I'm genuinely worried about, man. That's what I'm genuinely worried about. Like, I've never used it in my life, and I see no application for ever using it. Like... Brother, why are we bringing politics into a Pokemon chat? No one shows up to read about politics in a Pokemon chat, bro. Oh, tries to get the move, but can't. But I think it's very much a big difference between generative AI and machine learning. Because machine learning is, like, there are interesting applications to this of trying to solve problems that the human mind, or with calculations, it would take us a while to do, but computers can do those calculations a lot faster, which is very cool. But just like, I don't get it, man. Yo, we have Paula with Feraligatr, Malamar, Lapras, Tinkaton, Diggersby, Jumpluff. And we have Cokeshack. Ooh, this will be a good series. Dugong, Typhlosion, Creditly, Corviknight, Azumarill, Gliscott. I'm going to pull up Dracovish. I believe they've played before. Yeah. It was Bologna. Paula actually eliminated Cokeshack from the tournament. Yeah, so these two have played before, and Paula was able to emerge victorious. So we'll have to see who emerges victorious here in the rematch. Okay, goalie into Mala. Obviously, identical pacing situation. Paula can try and catch out of it, basically. Yeah, like my frustration with it is it can't create. It basically takes an immense amount of things created by humans and then turns them together and then kind of does its best to spit out a version that combines a lot of the stuff that we already made. So it's not really like creating anything. Like, I'm a big believer that using stuff like computers and machine learning to improve the human experience is very cool, but I just fail to see how that does that. Like, it overall just makes worse versions of things that exist. See, Alex, I would love to see it applied in those ways. I would love to see it applied in those. That would be cool as hell. Like using it for like technological advancement and stuff like that. Not like... Alright, my Unk rant is over. My Unk rant is over. I will focus on the battles. Ooh. This Azu a couple times for Cokeshack has made moves on very low health. In comes Corv. Attack weighted Grumpig. I mean, CMP in the mirror could be a helpful thing, but I think the biggest thing about the mirror is also these sand attacks are not doing much. The biggest thing about the mirror is it basically comes down to who baits, who nukes, and who's ahead on energy. Ah, unfortunate. Gets the superpower. Yo, what up, Lone Star? Corv lives, but not enough. And Paula's gonna take it. Paula one win away from history repeating itself. Cokeshack gonna need a reverse sweep if he wants to flip the script here. I would say that's my biggest frustration with it, Mahesh, yeah. It's the male psychic run parry. Save switch for Alligator. Oh, he's running a line triple weak to Gator. Banks the core of energy. But here's the thing. He doesn't have to win switch because he's ABA strong into the pluff. So it's an interesting line from Cokeshack where it's basically understanding that if it's pluff, it'll be paired with the Gator. But losing switch isn't the worst thing in the world because you have a second counter to that jump pluff. Used an Iron Head, Sand Attack, Corp to beat opposing Corp with Payback just because 2 Paybacks didn't knock out from full health. Yo, that's funny. Yeah, and I think if you're Cokeshack, you're kind of fine just 2 shielding Typhlosion. Because looking across the team, what wants to deal with a slight energy lead up a shield Typhlosion? The answer is nothing. Yo, what up, Dubs? Good to see you, homie. So you're very fine just letting this go. Yeah. Just Typhlosion sweep to force a game 3. How's the regional? Pretty fun so far. Saves the Feraligatr. Oh, baby. The fact that he gets 3 incinerates here is really nice. Because this instant will not knock out. And getting a 3rd one here is very, very clutch. Yeah, look at that. The 3rd one. Wait, Dark Grunt also has Inkay? I was unaware of that. I only ever found it in Psychic. Yeah, I only ever found it in Psychic. That would be news to me. It doesn't have it? Oh, okay. This is interesting because Paula will... I think it can die to the next Incin. So does she try and... Okay, she just switches immediately. Oh, and he predicts it! He predicts it! The fist pump there! Well played. Well played. Like, waiting there to be like, she's going to switch and try and get there was really nice. We're going to a game 3, folks. Here we go. Credilli staring down a Shadow Gator. I would like Shadow Zard out of jail. Shadow Zard was a very fun mon. You just throw an alignment here? No throw an alignment. The bait here from Paula. Immediate shield. We do see it's ABA water, so weak, but somehow Feraligatr is not bad here. Because Feraligatr's a beast. She's going to end up shielding. A second bait. He's thinking about calling this, but he doesn't. Paula can now outpace. Gets there. It's -2, but it's a Shadow Ice Beam. It does a KO! Oh, tries to Psywave snipe! Doesn't get it! Oh, man! Rock to big damage! Oh, man! Tried to Psywave snipe, but the dilly. Hanging on. I like the decision by Cokeshack to not lock himself here. I would have to watch that back. Yeah, I'm going to watch back and see if it was a switch that was too late. Yes, it was click too late. It was click too late. No, this is a switch that is clicked too late. It's 1 turn. If she clicks it right here, it's 0. She clicks it right here. That is a 1-turn switch. That is a 1-turn switch. She clicked it too late. That is what we in the industry call a Briggsy swap, folks. That is what we in the industry call a Briggsy swap. You click the switch button too late. Named for a man called Briggsy, who clicks the switch button too late and gets 1 turn when he should get 0. In comes Mala. Banks the move, goes Azu. Yeah, Azu's big cooking here. Azu's big cooking here. Yeah. Alright, Cokeshack flips the script, reverses history, gets to take the 2-1 victory. Well done, Cokeshack. All right, Wes versus Strange here. We've seen both these battlers. If your fast moves have had their damage register, then you can queue the switch, which will give you a 0-turn switch. If you wait until right after the move lands, you're not queuing the switch. Then the switch is treated like you're switching at the start of the game, and it's 1 turn. Alright, we've seen these powder snow A slash, pretty standard. Yep, pretty standard. But that is dependent on you clicking the switch button fast enough. If you wait like Paula did, you get one turn even though her fast move had already registered. Because she waited too long to click it, and that's why she doesn't get the fast move through, because it's a one-turn switch. Alright, jump bluff into Azumarill. Pivot out into the Shadow Lapras. Answered with the Dilly. Lapras will get the Ice Beam here. Going for a bait. I don't know the matchup as the Shadow Lapras. We're about halfway through the day so far. And also, Wes calling that is diabolical. I don't know if his name's Wes, but it's WS, so I assume it's Wes. I know regular Lap lives a Rock Tomb very comfortably, but the Shadow... the Shadow probably still lives it. Okay, it lived it, but not by much. Trying to snipe down with Gator, but he doesn't get it. So that's good to know. I don't know my Shadow Lapras matchups because I don't play it. But yeah, being debuffed here, oh, those Hydro Cannons are pathetic. So unfortunate. Yeah, Play Rough does big damage here. Gator hangs on, but not by much. There's the pivot into the Pluff. Yeah, but you just get this Ice Beam. Strawn's just dancing. He's doing what he can. And there's the Swampert switch in. Acros. Acro will allow West to overfarm by a lot. Gator on Crunch, nah. I'm still an Ice Beam believer. Crunch isn't even that much better into Lapras. I mean, there's just no health on any mod for Strange. Like, you get the Hydro, but it doesn't knock out here. Mud shot down for the Swampert. Yeah, Crunch barely does more than resisted Hydro. Yeah, I don't see a point in running Crunch, personally. Like, there's not really much of anything that it gains you. And without it, you have no hope against Jump Bluff. Ooh, Swamp into Jump. This is an interesting matchup where you would really prefer the Jump Bluff be Shadow. My recollection here is that two Sludges basically can two-shot a Shadow, more or less, but a regular can actually hold on here. Yes, that health range is so shitty. In comes the Azu. I'm very surprised that Strange chips here. And then you could do 4 and go Lapras. Oh, goes Gator. Interesting. Interesting plays. Going for Hydro. This obviously does not knock out. It sets up a sick farm down after, but due to the desync in timers, Wes can just pivot after throwing his move if Strange does decide to shield, because his clock will be available. So he shields, but now Wes just pivots. There's no way he's staying in to concede this farm down ever. Hello? Why are we... Okay. I was like, why are we staying in? I really don't like that from Wes. I think he kind of froze in the moment there. I really don't like that from Wes. Yeah. Now this is looking suspect. This is looking very suspect. You have to go Dilly, but that's immediately chipped with a Hydro. And now, remember all this jump love energy? And Strange knows he's in a really good spot now. Also, JoJo, I believe for the Go Battle Week, the free research also gives an Elite Charge Jam, if I'm not mistaken. So you might be able to get it even a little bit sooner. Shadow Slackoth. Realistically, Vigoroth's not going to be seeing much play until it gets its moveset fixed. Like, can you use it? Yes, but Shadow's not going to fix a triple moveset nerf, unfortunately. Go Battle Week. Is that next week? Yeah, I think it's next week. All right, we get a game 3, folks. Okay, Malamar into Azu. Let's see if Strons plays it the way that I normally like to play it. Which is just like 17 side waves and a dip. I love that. That play pattern I think is so peak. I think that play pattern is so peak. Because look at this. Wes is throwing the energy into the Lapras. And this immediately means Malamar is going to be a fucking nightmare in the end game for Wes. I don't want to call it already. I would kind of already say instant game over. The moment Azu doesn't save that energy for the Malamar, Malamar is going to run through any backline. That's kind of just game over instantly. Yeah, like, you don't care about this. Living is actually a lot worse. Could have done one side wave in the move here, but... Because I'm not sure on foul play knocking out here. Okay, it just does. Thank goodness. But now he brings in the Azu, but look at this. This is a very different game because Azu didn't save the energy. Malamar is going to completely run away with this. Because one foul play does not knock out here, but it's all about the side waves. You should be able to side wave it into a range where your next move does actually KO. May have to superpower, but this kind of play pattern ends up working. Oh, you don't even have to. You just have double foul play. So even if this plus 3 side waves doesn't KO, you can just throw this, do 3 side waves, and cap tie if it doesn't knock out. And it's not going to, but you just cap tie here. Oh, just goes Gator. But yeah. Either way, just in an incredibly winning position. I think I would have stayed to press the advantage, but either way, is in a really good spot. Is Aqua Jet Dugong goated? It is a worse moveset. What it can do is you can mess with some people with pacing, but I think that's more of like a higher elo tactic. But overall, Icy Wind Drill Run will perform better. Back-to-back moves and a move on the Malamar means there's just no hope. It's over. You just click move, doesn't matter, switch and click move. That is like That's exactly, like, that's such a well-played Malamar game. Like, that... But we saw the difference between how Tomahawk played it and how Strange played it there. I like Strange's way better because Strange didn't go down a shield and then catch. Strange was at even shields and then switched, and then the opponent felt like they had to chip and dip there. All right, Maxi, Shadow Drapion, Lapras, Talon, Claydol, Malamar, Azu, Flame Charge Talon. And for the opponent here, Superior, Shadow Blastoise, Shadow Quagsire, Tinkaton, Shadow Drapion, and Talonflame. All right, Azumarill and a Shadow Drapion. Okay, let's take a peek at these back lines. Drapion, Malamar, and Double Water. I would say immediately, I would rather be Maxi here. Malamar can go very far in this endgame. Tries for an Ice Beam catch. Early shield from Hikami. I think you're just so fine staying as the Azu. Yeah, staying and letting this go. I actually really like this. Hikami knows that he just needs to get damage on this. The timers are very misaligned, obviously. But you can always throw 4 in the move here. The Hydro's reached. Crunch. He's +1, so Crunch shouldn't knock out here, because this is basically the equivalent of throwing it onto a regular Blastoise, so it won't KO. He is going to throw now. It is a Shadow Hydro. Hikami's getting nice Shadow Blastoise value here, even though he didn't get the catch. Does he just go Drape here and throw moves? Yes, he does. Caps here. Gets to land damage on that Drapion. Cap means he won't get the second move, though. Just gonna let this go. If Hikami tries to cap him again, he could try and catch on Azu. Does go Azu. There we go. Throws the move. Does Hikami shield and go for a huge farm? No, Hikami's just gonna let this go. I just go for Quag. Quag's not getting the mud shot down here. Forced to throw. I thought Toadstool was added in the code a while back, but yeah, it hasn't made an appearance in-game yet. But now Mal is extremely sick. Like, Hikami's up a shield, which is uncomfortable, but there is still energy available on the Shadow Drapion. 2 Aqua Tails probably more or less knock out the Malamar. Is it Shadow? Oh, they don't quite. Okay. Ooh, poor timing there from Maxi. So it looks like Hikami may actually need the Stone Edge. He just throws Aqua Tail. This will not knock out. In comes the Drapion. Looks like he paused there a little bit. In comes Blaster. Oh, Blaster leaves with a move! The Psywave KO'd! Oh, my goodness. So, when games end at regionals, there's a pause. So that isn't lag. That is just the Psywave is supposed to register first there and knock out. And it pauses when something KOs. And so that's what happened there. Is the game worked as intended. The Psywave is supposed to knock out there and deny that move. No damage registration error occurred. The damage registered. Yeah, I thought DRE and Ready to Rage. Yeah. In comes the Shadow Blastoise. Yeah, this is now a debuffed Hydro, which is a lot less scary for Drape. That's a nice cap tie. Yeah, Shadow Blastoise is very cool. Gets the knockout there. And it's Quagmala in back. He's hoping for double tail, but he's not going to get it. The shot KOs, yeah. Should have crunched. Yeah. Dark Void on Darkrai was mined like 4 years ago and never showed up. So just because something's mined, there's no guarantee it'll actually show up in game. Undercharge here from Maxi. That's so nice. And now Hikami's zero bubbling it. Casinos is only surrendering one mud shot here. Hikami with this Quag energy though, hold up. His decision to not crunch and Hikami no shielding, I think will cost him this game. Like it felt fine up until it doesn't. Unless Mala can hang on here. Oh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Mala takes it. He lives it. He's good. Yeah, he survives. I knew it lived the tail, but I didn't know if it would live the mud shot after. Psybeam is a really bad move, Jojo. No, you never want to run Psybeam on any Mon. Yeah, that was a very handsome stride. Now we have Slow King versus Wheeland. Azu, Claydol, Corviknight, Shadow Jumpluff, Shadow Typhlosion, and Furret. Any weird moves? Nope. The opponent here, Skull Bash, Lapras, Shadow for Alligator, Malamar, Tigaton, Shadow Jumpluff, Diggersby. It's a shiny Diggersby as well. But yeah, obviously that game would have been way more comfortable if he just crunched, because Crunch does way more damage than Aqua Tail. But luckily he was still able to survive anyway. Yeah, Malamar should never run a move that isn't a foul play or superpower in Psywave. Bank the ace. Banks the ace, but now Azu just gets bashed. I guess the question will be, for this gamble to pay off for Slow King, he needs a play rough to still knock out post bash, and I have severe doubts. I don't think this is knocking out. Yeah, that's an issue. Because now he gets another bash. So the gamble doesn't pay off. Being walled by Wheezing doesn't matter though, because their Psy Waves do so much damage. Oh, snipes down with the Gator. Oh, bro. That's very well played by Wheeland there. That's very well played by Wheeland there. Hyper Beam's another one of those where, like, Malamar has the perfect moveset. So there's no reason to run Hyper Beam. You already have such incredibly flawless coverage. But yeah, Psybeam. Let me pull up Psybeam stats for y'all. Like, you're making one matchup incrementally better in exchange for making like 8 to 10 matchups atrocious. Psybeam is 70 damage, 60 energy. It's so bad. Do not run it. If he's counting, he knows it's a Thunder Punch. Yeah, he's like, come on, buddy. Yeah, 70-60 is atrocious hours. I don't think they'll have a strong desire to make... Like, there was a cup, like, way back in the day when Hyper Beam was kind of interesting. But now with Foul Play and Superpower having the same energy cost, there's just not a reason to run anything but those. He's going to get farmed down here. So it just comes down to Psy Waving. Yeah, and the Psy Waves take it. Oh, buddy. Typhlosion into Tigaton. Oh, he's AVA weak. He goes Lapras, but this is a fake answer. Superpower debuffing you is what makes the move balanced, though. Like, the whole goal of Superpower is you're trying to debuff yourself and then dip. So, I actually find... I don't think a change to Superpower is warranted, because Superpower does need a punishment for using it, because it's a very good move. Like, if we take a look at Superpower's stats... Superpower is 85-40. It's over 2 damage per energy. That move without a debuff would be too overpowered. So by adding a self debuff to it, it's a very strong move, but there's a punishment for it. It forces you to switch out or your future moves do less. And I think that's actually a really good game balancing thing that they added there. I honestly don't think they're going to do any big nerfs next season. The big nerfs will be after Worlds. I think hopefully they just add a few new interesting things. But I genuinely don't have a single move that I think has to be nerfed. Which I think shows good game design. Because normally around this time before Worlds, there's moves that I want nerfed. And I genuinely don't want anything nerfed. I think everything's fine. Metal Sound buff would be cool, yeah. Shadow Ball. What Pokemon has Shadow Ball that's problematic, though, JoJo? Like, for a move to be nerfed, there has to be something that's problematic with it. I honestly don't even think Rock Tomb is that overpowered. Like, as we take a look at the regional stage, which is like people who are the best of the best playing, Rock Tomb is a good move, but in no way does Rock Tomb feel overrepresented among the winning teams. And the interesting thing is Rock Tombers become way less common the higher you go. Because they are easier to play around. Morpeko as well, I don't think is overpowered by any means. Morpeko, like, and Yakai can attest to this, because Yakai is a far better battler than me, and plays at ranges even higher than me. But like Yakai, you can attest to where Rock Tombers and Morpeko are extremely uncommon at high elo typically, right? Like, you just don't, like, some people, like, Jason runs double Rock Tomb because he's Jason and he likes playing teams like that. But they're very uncommon because they're strategies that when you know they're coming, you can play around them more easily with energy management. And granted, I'm purely speaking from a Go Battle League aspect of it. He is going to go for the Thunder Punch here. He's hoping that an Incinerate into a Thunder Punch will knock out. Oh, but he gets the Fire Punch. He gets the Fire Punch. Diggersby. Knock it out, Typhlosion. Wheeland advances to day number 2. Sometimes E-Bomb, yeah. Palasha versus Castton. That's a Spinda! Holy. Holy! Look at that, chat! There's a Spinda! There's a Spinda. Okay, we are legally rooting for Castton here. Castton is a viewer of the channel. Very, very fun dude. Plays a lot of UL Spice, and now he's brought Spinda, and he's one best of 3 away from day 2. And he brought the Spinda in the back. I did lose to a Spinda in Retro last night. They save switched it, and I assumed it was a Furret, and it was not a Furret, and I got cooked. I banked a bunch of energy and went Clawed, and then Spinda flip swap because it is Icy Wind Rock Tomb. Yo, Typhoon, like, ooh, that actually sounds fire right now. It's Sucker Punch, Icy Wind, Rock Tomb. So, like, it's very slow, but I assumed it was Furret, so I stayed in for a while with Gator, and by the time I realized the Spinda was on my screen, I'd given it a 3 Sucker Punch head start, which was not good. Why not Psycho Cut on Spinda? Because Sucker Punch is a way better move. Sucker Punch is an old counter clone. It is a lot more balanced. Psycho Cut is all energy focused but does no damage. And having an ability to farm things down is valuable. Oh, he's just save switching the Spinda. Hydro and then dip into Lapras for Paula would make a lot of sense. Early shield from Castton, though, protecting the Spinda. There is the Lapras switch in. 2 shield Gator will be scary. And even Mewtwo is arguably pretty bad in the current Master League meta. How? It loses to everything that's good. It loses to Rhyperior. It loses to the Kirums. It loses to Palkia. It just doesn't beat anything. So among the good Mons, it does not take a lot of wins. Oh, we'll get a Rock Tomb here. Oh, just settles for an Icy. Oh, it gets the shield because no one knows Spinda counts. No one knows Spinda counts. Oh, that's so funny. Because, like, if you encounter something, like, this is the difference between on stage and Go Battle League, right? If you see something Go Battle League, you can, while you're battling, run over to your, like, computer, type in Pokemoves, and look up Spinda and know the counts. But if you don't know what Spinda counts are, because no one knows Spinda counts, then you're just kind of at a loss unless you have the energy values memorized. Well, Jojo, the thing that I would say is the ELO bracket in which you're playing will heavily influence the things that you see. Mewtwo is not particularly used at higher ELOs because it loses so many of the good matchups. Whereas in lower ELO brackets, people are more so running what they have rather than running what's optimal, if that makes sense. So that's why in certain ELO brackets, you will see a lot of things. But in other ELO brackets, you won't. Don't recommend it though. Yeah. Like, I like Mewtwo, but like like you can probably attest, like, if you're not landing that Focus Blast nuke, it is painful neutrally. Rhyperior just owns you. Rhyperior just absolutely cooks you. Yeah. I think Koba is very solid anti-meta and shows the power of the possible of what can happen when eventually we get a good stat product that is a fighting steel with the crown form Zamazenta. I actually don't love this move being thrown here. I would have rather saved that energy personally. I guess she can rebank to back and then go tank. But this really desyncs the timers. You can run Shadow Annihilate in the Master League, but it's not an optimal mon to run. Clock not up, forced to throw a move is unfortunate because this is energy that's pretty useless into the tank. And 2 moves on Gator just means this is over. This doesn't knock out, by the way. I don't have a good Shadow Annihilate for Masters. Master League just Rhyperior everywhere, yeah. I would say if I had to pick one mon in any league to be nerfed, it would be Rhyperior. It would be Rhyperior. Rhyperior is very centralizingly strong. I do think probably, yeah. I played the hell out of Masters, and anytime I am not playing Masters, it's a queue time issue, or B, I think Masters is kind of bad. And I think Masters is kind of bad right now. I don't think they'll nerf Wrecker. I think what they'll eventually nerf in September is Mudslap. Like, Mudslap's been good for a year. They will nerf Mudslap in September. Of that, I'm very confident. I think they can, Ryan. I think they can. Rhyperior's had its year, and I think Rhyperior, like Mudslap, will get nerfed for balance purposes. Like, I prefer Master League in a more accessible state, but with currently the Kirams, and now the Crown Form's about to show up, it is losing that accessible status, sadly. How about its brother, Astonish? You know what's crazy? I think Astonish is fine. I know they're the same move, but obviously, moves having different typings, they're going to perform differently. And I think Astonish is okay. I think Mudslap is problematic on certain mons. I don't think Astonish is problematic. Which is weird because they're the same move, right? But based on the typing and the different things that they hit for super effective... Oh, shit. I accidentally went back to the start. Alright. We're back. Alright, Mala into Tink. Who's ready for the superpower on 11? Ooh. A superpower on 13. Daring, aren't we? But why I think that Shadow Mala's cool is because this oh, she is a really bad Tinkaton. I was going to say 11 Psywaves plus a superpower put Tinkaton into the yellow, and the regular doesn't. But she has a bad Tinkaton. Ooh, gets the Bulldoze debuff. Yeah, exactly. And like Lele and Noir, I think are very cool. And Driftblim is a bit shit right now anyway. And even the people who do use it, some will run Hex for pacing. So, yeah, I really don't think Astonish is an issue. But overall, like, I'd be curious to hear other people's thoughts on it. But I really feel like there's nothing that's problematically strong, which I guess is a credit to their meta building. Bad Tink easily in yellow. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm very lucky that very early days, I have one local who plays, and he has 3 accounts because a couple of like a buddy of his and his brother played for a while and then didn't. So he just plays on 3 phones. And so I traded with some of his other accounts and got a really good Tink. So I primarily only know the matchups against a good Tinkaton, because I'm lucky enough to not have had to deal with a bad one. And like, I don't compete, so I'm happy to share my Tink IVs. I'm rocking the 2-13-12. Zen Headbutt, unfortunately, X will never ever be buffed. Yeah. Zen Headbutt, Chansey has it, and Chansey will never be buffed in this game. So Zen Headbutt is a move that will never ever be updated. Yeah. What I like about Tink is it is a core breaker, but with teamwork with powerful mons like Mala and Drape, you can like 1v2 your, like you can 2v1 your way through it. Why do you want Claydol to be nerfed? It's not about Claydol, it's about Rhyperior. The only problematic Mudslapper is Rhyperior, but Rhyperior is incredibly problematic. I think Marowak is very fine. I think Gastrodon is very fine. Claydol is very fine. They're all balanced mons, but Rhyperior is extremely overtuned, and that causes Master League problems. Fishing for debuff hours? But yeah, he knows. Like, there is just a move on both, so there's just not a way out. Dang, so Spindafall's just shy of day 2. I don't think they will nerf a Comdamon. Like, a Comday move. Alright, Wes versus Howie. I really like watching Howie play, man. Howie is so much fun to watch play. I think Howie is very, very good. Like, Howie is a pure joy to watch play because he's so consistently precise. I really like watching Howie play, so I'm very happy that he's in this tournament. Yeah, they had nerfed Walrein before. But yeah, and when I talk about this nerf, I'm talking about September. It is post-Worlds meta. It's post-Worlds meta. Oh, I forgot Hydro got adjusted too. Like, I'm okay with Rai being good, but it is too good right now. Shadow Rai winning the ones against Palkia is not a thing that should occur. Azu catch? No, Howie's going to double shield here. So Howie's play then, because Azu is going to be what hits the field for Wes. Howie's play is to farm up to 100 against the Azu and then pivot out. Yeah, like you stay in and then you farm up all this energy because this is your only way back in the game. This is your only way back in the game. Yeah. Shadow Rai really doesn't have counters. It's Lando, and even that is pretty fake. Like, Rhyperior beats Florges. How are we okay with this? A Trailblaze user is losing to a rock ground type. Walk with me here. Why is this allowed? Ooh, Howie! Let's go! Punishing the desync timers. He has 2 moves here. I told y'all I love watching Howie play. I love watching Howie play, man. Look at that. Look at that. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. He's so fucking good, man. I love watching good switch timer manipulation, and that's Howie. Let's go, man. I'm so fucking hype. I love watching gameplay like that. He's so good, man. I love watching people who have an understanding of the switch timer. That's so good. That's so good, man. I'm so happy that he delivered so emphatically after I hyped him up. That's brilliant. When I talk about understanding the switch timer, that is understanding the switch timer right there. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Just brilliance from Howie. Brilliance. I love watching that. Yeah. If you're wondering, like, hey, I'm stuck at Ace or Veteran, I want to improve. Learning how to punish when your opponent desyncs the timer is such, like, for a while, the biggest immediate improvement to your gameplay that you could have was learning charge move timing. But now everyone has a pretty good understanding of it. So it is less of a immediate you will gain 400 elo by learning this. I think learning how to take advantage of the switch timer and punish people who desync it, which is a very common thing at lower elo, is currently the biggest way to immediately improve your elo by several hundred. Like, he went down 0 to 2 shields and it didn't matter because he rebanked the energy. He punished West staying in and desyncing the timers further. Yeah, Zarude is incredibly bad right now. Zarude in a Kira meta cannot hang. Switch timer, clock desyncing. That could be a pretty cool video. And now he just gets the superpower. Yeah, I will make a note of that to eventually make a more slice video on it. Good shiny melt. Oh, nice. How far are you through the research, Hikami? I am very delayed in that. I am very delayed with that research. Let me see what step I'm on. I am on 4 of 7. I need to catch a Pokemon on 21 days and catch 100 Pokemon in a party, and I've caught 0 Pokemon in a party. It took me a while to complete step 1. '93 level 50 Mallow. I think I would have to think off the top of my I haven't played Masters in a bit, so I may not be the best person to ask for this. This gets a little uncomfortable, actually. Do you hard pivot Mala here? Oh, he hard pivots Typh, but he's behind. I guess you just need the Incinerates, right? Does he do 1 and swap? Because he's risking DRE here. He does? He defers the Incinerate. But it's just not enough. It's just not enough. He will get a move into the Typhlosion. But Typhlosion can just click Thunder Punch, yeah. You think you're even more delayed than me? Oh, that's funny. Although, to be fair, you were probably finishing up your school year. So, you have an excuse. You were focusing hard on studying and whatnot. So, I don't have an excuse. Dude, I love watching Howie play. I'm so happy that it worked out for him. I keep forgetting to interact with your buddy. Oh, gotcha. Why did it switch to 480 suddenly? Go back to 1080. All right, Hikami versus ZZ. We are working our way through here, slowly but surely. Talonflame into Claydol. You don't hate playing zeros as Claydol here. If you play anything but zeros with Claydol, I think that's pretty troll. But playing zeros here is pretty fine. Especially because he doesn't have... Oh, but he doesn't have Brave Bird, though. Interesting. He doesn't have Brave Bird. I think especially now, yeah, you just force all of Hikami's energy. Because you get a free one here. Hikami goes to 120! No! Hikami, please! And he doesn't die to this. Oh no! 120 energy jump fluff. That's rough. And you don't really have a good way of farming this either. 3 rollouts, I don't think KO. Pivots. Oh, like, I know you want good timing, but you can't just throw away 20 energy down the drain, man. That's too much. You can get double tail or 1 crunch. You can't get both. I imagine double tail does more damage. I don't know that for sure, but I imagine double tail does more damage. I actually want to check that. Drape. Ferret. Double tail. Yeah, double tail does way more. And as ZZ still having this Claydol here, pays really nice dividends because you just go Clay. And it just forces the energy. You can shield if you want this damage, but I think you're safer to let it go. Oh, interesting shield here. I guess to apply a perma debuff. Okay, you know what? Knowing that he could get this move, I get the idea now. I get the idea. He should throw before... Yeah, exactly. Oh, I forgot that he's EB as well. Yeah, and he just throws it right away. Yeah, he let ZZ get good timing, which is the talent you don't have to. Like, you have the easiest throw on 80 energy ever, and it's perfect timing. But I guess he was worried about a 6 and a catch, but looking across ZZ's team, there's only 1 flying resistant. He's not switching a Corv into a Talon, so a catch is kind of fine. Oh, that's unfortunate, Terra. Oh, this matchup is yeah, he has to switch out because that matchup is atrocious. And he can throw on 6 here. Yeah, but that matchup is so bad without acrobatics. It can't be stated how garbage Jump Fluff was before acrobatics buff. I know Marto won LAIC with it. That's because Marto's good. Like, it was so inflexible and bad. And now with acro, it's so flexible and good. Like, I really hate Mons that have no play into their counters. It's very frustrating to use. So to have a Mon like Jump Fluff where like Shadow Jump Fluff with acro is kind of just fine into Talon. Like, you lead it into it, you soft lose, you fairy wind something down, and suddenly the opponent is shambles. Yeah, Marto plays third at Worlds with Whimsy, and Whimsy is bad too. Like, Marto is just good. Typhlosion time, let's go. G Moltres is still good. I think G Moltres is a little tough to run in the current environment, to be honest. don't think it's bad, but I think in a Tink meta, it's a little more difficult to use. Gmolt is very good in Ultra right now. Do I like chicken? Yes. I don't know anyone who like doesn't like chicken. Does he just catch here? Yeah. Undercharge. Oh, undercharge too much. Yeah. Yeah, we are seeing people try flame charge this tournament. Yes, Yakai. That was against Basti. That was such a well-played game. And that's where we got the Mardo's making trophy moves sound clip from, which was so good. But yeah. Ah, dang. That's tough for ZZ because in the moment, you don't get to see the health on what gets caught. So you just have to remember and try and make an educated guess as to how healthy it is and how much you have to undercharge. So, it's a very tricky one. Jojo, you've asked for a SmackDown buff and an Iron Tail buff. I'm sensing a common theme among a Pokemon that can have both those moves, and it's Bastiodon. Yeah. I think normal jump with EB is just people are trying to fix their weakness to Fisk. Like, ZZ's team Fisk is... Make Wallface great again? No. 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 They've done a good job at slowly getting the low skill Pokemon further and further out of the meta. And it's very good. Oh, slow counter swap from ZZ. That's really rough. I would love to see Shadow Hundo T-Tar get a new fast move. He should still live 2 Mud Slaps, so if he shields this... Okay, he is actually going to let it go. Survivor gets Iron Tail. Shadow Hydro doesn't KO from this range unless you have an atrocious Claydol. But it should just live. Shadow Blastoise hits hard, but Claydol's a fucking tank. Look at Claydol, man. Holy, Blastoise winning that cap tie. Am I better than Axon? No. He won a world championship. And this is where not having acrobatics, Jumpluff is just an RPS Pokemon. If he has acrobatics right now, Acro can actually threaten a little bit. And like, he's able to go Azu. Because obviously he switches up, but like, it's such a bad matchup without Acro. He's gonna let it go. Exits with 100 energy. In comes the Blastoise. But Blastoise is so far behind. Yeah, ZZ just has this. Yeah, it's just over. Clock's up. Jumpluff time. I mean, even if it's a bash, you do live it. He shields anyway, but yeah. Yeah, alright, ZZ makes day 2. Ooh, Elephant Flasha versus a Mind Joke. A Mind Joke, I think, took a while off, so it's good to see him back. Do you like live streaming? I do, yeah. Azu, Tink, Furret, Talon. Another Flame Charge Talon. That's an interesting development in this regional. Malamar, Tink, Ice Beam Lapras, Diggersby. Yeah, that all looks normal. A Mind Joke was a Sand Slash merchant for a long time, so I'm very happy to see him branch out from Sand Slash. Ooh, Talonflame and a Tinkaton. That's not the lead you want, though. Gator answered with Dilly. Ooh, a bait here. I mean, you live it anyway, because it's a regular. Yeah, so I don't hate that. That's a nice call of, like, every Gator will bait there. So that's just, like, a tendency no shield. Does he just no shield back and call it? Yes! Nice! That's nice stuff from a Mind Joke right there. That's nice stuff from a Mind Joke. Collecting Furrets right now. Let's go. In the main series, yes, but not in Go. Oh, and Lapras is just insane in the back. Ooh, interesting. He makes the read. He saves it. That's a nice play by Elephant Flasha. Yeah, flying is just an insane typing. It's resisted by basically nothing. The list of things that resist flying is like Tinkaton. And even that matchup is not terrible for Shadow Jump. Ooh, Sidewave Snipe. By pivoting the way he did, though, he went from being ABA to Lapras to now ABA to Tink. He wanted to catch, but yeah, mid-bullet seed can't catch there. Yep, bank it. And that should be curtains. Do I play other games? A few, yeah. I will say none are as good as Go Battle League. Like, the highs are crazy in this game. Because there's so much skill expression. And that's why it can be so fucking addictive. Because the absolute thrill of, like, my opponent has 1 of 4 times they can throw this move. They have the move now. And then doing, like, 2 in the move and perfectly predicting them. You literally feel like you're on cloud 9. Like, you're like, this is, like, nothing will ever top this. Like, it'll hook ya. Very well played by Mind Joke. Besides the Mightyena. Mightyena was definitely the spiciest thing. Ooh, Tink versus Tink. Holy, the Shadow Gigas Rage just popped up. Yo, congrats. Hit that for the first time. Let's go, dude. Bulldoze, no debuff. Forward and back. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you got to bait that out, bro. Oh, that's nice. Bait it out. Because regular Gator wins zeros against Furret. That's the reason why yesterday I ran regular Gator. Because you're going to watch, he doesn't have to shield his Trailblaze. He can just click no shield and be fine. Yup. 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 Certified ball knower, a Mind Joke. You're actually just fine. As Gator. You bait it out and you force a shield, and then your Tink walls off their energy. I've never gotten a shiny lead right now. Is Menshao good for retro? No. Menshao, unfortunately, is not good for basically anything. Basti resists flying, but Basti is not a good Pokemon. Up energy is nice here for Lapras. Not up enough to outpace the Ice Beam, but up a little bit of energy. Menshao is good for being a cool individual in the Go Battle League. Yes. Will Menshao win games? No, it will not. But it will look cool while it does it. Ooh, clock not up here and having to throw double debuffed moves is unfun. Can you still Ice Beam into Aria combo here, or are you forced into catching? I think you're forced into catching. I don't think this shit KOs. Yeah, he's forced to try the catch. And this Captai is technically between Crinoli and Lapras. IV dependent enough that it could depend on like variants here. I think it favors Dilly, but like a good Dilly and a bad Lapras could be very close. So as a mind joke, you just have to double up here. Yep. And then it just comes down to, does his move show up? And B, if it does, who wins Cap? I hope the move shows up here. It did? And he wins Cap. Okay. A mind joke having a good Lapras. He eye rolls. Jojo, Greninja doesn't really see any competitive play, man. Like, it's very fast, but it's a very exploitable mon because of how frail it is. Like, Greninja doesn't even beat Lapras half the time. Like, if you want one of the saddest matchups ever, it is Lapras Greninja. Lapras wins the zeros. Everything is walled, and it wins the zeros. Oh, Tink into Dilly. Oh, caught him so ABA. He just stays in, wins switch, and wins the game so effortlessly. Ooh. A mind joke not up to date with his timings when there's a one turn to desync. Oh, I actually really don't like this. I really don't like this from a mind joke. I think a mind joke is so much better off just staying there. Like, why would you not just stay? You have a Malamar. I don't... Because this opens him up to being potentially... Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I think he has a very straightforward game plan if he just stays in. Like, I guess the idea is throw away the only thing that... Like, I can kind of see the idea. The idea is throw away the only thing that loses to Credilli. But I still would have preferred him to stay in. It just feels way cleaner that way. Stay in, play zeros. He should live the next bullet seed as well. So he can do 2 in the move. Uh-oh. Debuffed into the mirror. Yeah, I think he is, like, he may still win this. I think he has way overcomplicated this game. So he's not, like, lost, but he's made this game so much harder for him to win than it should have been. When it could have been incredibly simple. Yeah, because now Malamar kind of just gets cooked. This gives him... I actually really dislike this play. Can I talk to you guys about why? Right here. I think switching out is a big error. Just because... a mind joke to get rid of this has to superpower. And if he superpowers, then he's like a lot weaker into the Credilli. So I get the idea behind switching out to Rock Tomb because you're again applying a debuff. But I think I would have preferred him because now a mind joke can sidewave it into foul play range. Yeah, I think. And also he gets so much farm here because Credilli is the slowest mon alive. Yeah, I don't love this. This is a cap tie though, so if he wants to, he can shield it and put it at -2. But I still think he just sidewaves down now, right? I think he just sidewaves down. Is Elephant Flasha's clock up? Oh god, it's not up. He's getting sidewave down. Is he getting sidewave? Yes, he is. He is. Oh, the throw. The throw. No. And you can see head and hands there. He's like, dang it, dude. Yeah. That is a certified do not let Malamar get an advantage moment. Yeah. Like, from the outset, it was a mind jokes game to lose, but he played a line that let Elephant back into the game. Alright, we've got a Jellicent without a moveset here. Jump Love, Diggersby, Jellicent, Lapras, Drapion, Tinkaton. And we have Lapras. What the? Electrode? Hello? Holy shit. Yo, that's actually sick. Lapras, Hisui, and Electrode. Talonflame, Shadow Jump Shadow Drapion, and Claydol. Holy shit. That's sick. Yo, it's Discord member Alec versus Fatal. Jellicent. It's staring down at Electrode! I didn't know what he looked like, Emmy. He is running a line that's very weak to Diggersby, though. He had to switch in a Drapion down energy because he had nothing that beat Diggersby. So this will be an interesting one. Although, even if he loses switch, if he can get zeros here, in zeros, Electrode energy will go insane into Alec's team. Yeah, Electrode actually cooks extremely hard in this matchup, which is a crazy thing to say. I mean, if you shielded once, you're always double shielding. Yeah. Because you can get the double up here. And playing to all shields down benefits Fatal. Yeah, so losing switch for him is extremely fine. Oh, he caught out of it on the Tink. Oh, but now he's just getting Claydol. Yo, it's a Max! Is that day 2 Utrecht Special Championship competitor, Max Prasad, in my chat? Welcome in, trainer. Congratulations on your great run. We're watching a man get electroded in 4K. And Claydol is... Hey, leave it out. I'm 8 drinks deep right now. IDK if winning is in the cards. Hey, you're day 2 winners side, right? Nah, you'll lock in for day 2. I trust. First day 2 winner since 2023 Utrecht. Alright, now we know Max is OP as long as he's in the Netherlands. As long as he's in the Netherlands, Max cannot be stopped. Nice catch by Alec, but yeah, sadly it doesn't save him. Yeah, you actually want to hit those bubbles, bro. You need Diggers be gone. And then you just electrode him. Yeah. Why is there a Sui Electrode on your screen? Why is there a Sui Electrode winning on your screen? Oh, Jellison cannot catch a break. Oh, Boomer Switch from Fatal. Boomer Switch from Fatal. This is where, if the double Scorching Sands debuff happens, the 9%, Lapras actually is so sad here. Does it happen? No, it does not. And Fatal's Boomer Swap is unpunished. It would have KO'd Tiger, yeah. But then he just gets outpaced and killed by a Drapion Crunch. Because Drape had energy still. He shields here, which is a bit of an odd shield to me. I think that shield is just a misplay. Because he's never going to shield here. He's just going to let this go. And then just go for... Yeah. I think shielding there lost Fatal this game. Because all this energy is just so useless. Alec gets to trade taking a bunch of resisted hits for a ton of energy. And then 2-shield Drape in the back is insane. They have not, Sam. No. Yeah, he just gets a free surf into the Drapion, which will put it in tail range. And then his Drapion just goes insane in the back. So I think Fatal overcooked here. Yeah, and this is just an easy switch into his own Drapion. He gets 0 turn out of it. Yeah. This is just over, right? Yeah, this is over. There's no way to come back. We don't know who wins Drape Cap yet. There's the Talonflame switch in, and Talon just dies here. He benched Electrode. Benching Electrode was a good call because Alec brought Drape Diggersby. So he basically made the read that Alec would prepare heavily for it. But he misplayed the mid game and it cost him. Because Alec isn't in tail range. So he can let this go. Yeah. Well played by Alec. We're going to a game 3, folks. Yeah, the fact that Drape had a bit of a resurgence in this tournament, I think is strictly just because EU was running an insane amount of fire. I don't think Drapion is staying. Maybe that's naive, but I don't think it's staying. Yo, what's up, Rizwan? Alright. This matchup is actually so incredibly shit for Jellicent, I cannot put into words. Because your Shadow Ball does nothing. And Acro does everything. As Jellicent, even with no grass move on the jump, this is so bad. Like, Acro claps you, you're now in ace range. And he's just throwing away his drape here. He did lead Jelly 3 games in a row. Confident in the cap tie. Interesting. He's making the read that it's same team, and he's right. One cap in the previous game, gotcha. I forgot about that. Drapion health is genuinely annoying here. But, oh, we see a switch into Pluff. Preserving Lapras health is going to pay dividends for him for sure. There's still a lot, like, there's an entire Shadow Ball on Jelly. It'll be interesting. I think it's really tough. Oh, I'm surprised he shouldn't have let him get that. He shouldn't have let him get that for sure. Yeah, I'm surprised he let him get that damage. He kind of just wins now. Oh, wait, does he? Fatal next might have to land an Ice Beam to knock out here, but I don't think he gets there. Oh, no, I think this is Arya plus Psywave range. I think it's Arya plus Psywave range. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have Ice Beam. Ooh. I forgot he doesn't have Ice Beam. Arya does KO. So he just survives. Yeah. I'll admit, I didn't see the vision behind letting the sands land. Because if that debuffs, and that's his final mon, he just loses it instantly. But it worked out for him somehow. Yo, sounds good, Alpha. Alright, we have Bats with a Shadow Dusclops and a Galarian Weezing versus Zephy Mastics. Ooh. I'm curious to watch the Shadow Clops in action. Because I'm a well-known regular Clops hater. Ooh, that actually did some damage. Fuck it up, Shadow Clops. Which group was Alec in? I'm not sure. All right, we have Primate versus Clops. Yeah, it is the shiny Best Buddy Clops. Only being one off there is very nice. This actually doesn't knock out if you have a good Clops. He does end up shielding it because he wants the health, but... Do I have a Shundo? I have 3 Shundos lifetime. Zeffy's just gonna let himself get knocked out here. Yeah, and he just gets too much value into this Furret. My Shundos, none are full odds. I have a Mamoswine from Comday Classic, a Magmortar from an Egg, which was a Magby, and from a Research Day, a Gorobus. Unfortunately, the Shadow Mighty Yana lost, but a Hisui Electro did make day 2 on the winner side. But yeah, this just doesn't knock out. He even undercharges it a little bit. Ooh. The undercharge allowed him to throw in good timing. Lantern is not spiced. Lantern is just bad. Lantern is just bad. In comes the Primeape. Oh, no! Don't do it to him! That catch was so unnecessary and so funny. Nah. Diabolical scenes. He didn't have to catch there to win. He just did that to be a dick, and I respect that. I respect that. Alright, Dusclops into Dilly. If you can play with their mental the first game, that's a W. Yes. Also, congratulations, Mr. Thorn. 3rd in the world right now. Very pog. We are very proud of you, Mr. Thorn. You are so good at this game. Surely this is good for Clops. God, that debuff damage is just depressing. I would build a Malamar of those 3. Interesting. Selling out for swap here with a farm down. Brings it. Ooh. I think he had to save that. I think he had to save that. Because now Talon sweeps him. Yeah, this is a Talon sweep. Yeah. GG trainer. There's not a way out of this one. Alright, Zeffy will get the equalizer here, so we're going to game 3. No, that's where I went. Sorry, Jumpluff. It's time to go, buddy. Talon sweep. Alright, well, I think he's going to run something stronger to Talon in game 3. So is Zephy, do you just bench the Talon? And just say, bro, Fisk is coming. Primate into Furret. Oh, he caught him. He caught him. Dusclops throwing 6 here. Oh. Don't love that timing. Oh no. He baits out Clops and now Claude sweeps. Throwing on 4, you don't take a punch. I guess. I am such a timing merchant, though. I'm such a timing merchant. Oh, living that. He doesn't throw. He wants the Furret farm. Yo, Claude is going to go ridiculous in the back. I don't think it's over, but I think Claude is going to be really bad for bats to try and do anything against. Okay, he correctly realizes that Furret farm is good. His Claude beats the hell out of both of Bats' 2 remaining Pokemon. He lets it go, but yeah, this is trouble. Chestnut good for retro? I don't think I'd run Chestnut. Chestnut's going to struggle greatly into Grumpig and Jumpluff, and those are on a lot of teams. I'm surprised he didn't throw there. He could have just had a 3 Sludge Bomb and forced a shield. He's Rock Tombing. Oh, he calls the Rock Tomb. Yeah, that's over. He overfarmed for no reason. And then called the bait. I mean, the big move wouldn't have knocked out anyway, but it would have got the Cloud a lot lower. And now there just isn't a path. Because Rage Fist doesn't knock out from there, so we can't throw it yet. And Quake does too much. Yeah, GG. I actually don't know the intricacies of the Dilly Claude matchup, but I know it's really bad. I think once Klops was baited out, he was pretty cooked. Alright, Talon, Drape, Serp, Tinkaton, Shadow Quag, Lapras. Ooh, another Shadow type team. Oh, it's Nickname! We like Nickname. We like Nickname a lot. Oh, it's JBG Winston versus Nickname. Okay. Okay, Jumpluff Quag. This matchup is very fine as Pluff. Obviously, Stone Edge hurts. And health on Pluff is pretty sick in this matchup outside of Talon. We're going to see a bait here. Ooh, calls it. I mean, Nuke doesn't KO anyway, but... Ooh, he aces here. This is kind of a weird ace. Because this doesn't knock out, so we can just let this go. Ooh, those two sucker punches landing means that only an Aqua Tail can be reached now. So that's pretty good. For Clodsire, I would run Sludge Bomb EQ. I think Sludge is a must. You need the pacing. Yeah, Poison Sting, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, exactly. Then comes the Azumarill. Gets to fire off a Crunch. Will we see the debuff? 30% chance. Crunch! No. In comes the Lapras. He has to bait here. Yeah, he is the bait here. He's going for it. JBG's thinking about it. It's a 50-50. Oh, shields the bait. Now gets acroed. Gets to go for Ice Beam. That's going to be good night jump bluff. But Nickname's in a great spot. He just play roughs down the Lapras and he's chilling. Yeah, easy. No! No, 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 no. Nickname, please. Nickname, please. Ice Beam is not killing here, Nickname. No! Oh, he's shaking his head. Oh, no! Oh, no. Surely Drape doesn't get a move, right? It's like 1 HP. Oh, shit. It gets... It still shouldn't be Aqua Tail range. It still shouldn't be Aqua Tail range. From the Quag. Yeah, Quag Aqua Tail will not knock out here. But the Sting... Still not range. Still not range. Still not range. He lives. He lives. He lives. He lives. He lives. He lives. It's not DRE, no. He just lived the bubble. It's not range. It's not range. Holy shit. Do not throw Ice Beams at Lapras. I don't care how low it is. Don't do it. You can see the sigh of relief there where he's like, holy shit, I almost threw that game. Yeah, if he committed to Crunch, he does win, yeah. Corv into Serp. Oh, no. Quag answered with Furret. Over. Because you just tank the first, you Trailblaze the first, and then you double Swift. Yeah, this game's over. Oh, interesting. He's not even Trailblazing. He's just going the triple Swift route. Guess that works. There's the Trailblaze, yeah. You have to Trailblaze, like, here, a Swift wouldn't knock out. So, one of your first two has to be a Blaze. And then because of the sneak that he gets by JBG throwing, he outpaces. It doesn't come down to cap. He catches on a SERP, but that does not save his ass. You just rebank here. Yeah. You just rebank the Swift for later and then go core. Because this energy is just so fucking useless. God, this matchup is so miserable. Ooh, that sets up a sand attack down, which is nice. Drapion's getting outpaced here, too. Yeah. And this just does too much damage. Did you ever shock and awe him by comboing with the Swift right here? Nah, he's playing it safe. I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Nothing wrong with playing it safe. Nothing wrong with playing it safe. He tails. That was the wrong play. He had to crunch, but either way, I mean, he wasn't going to win. Does get the crunch, but yeah. Doesn't matter. The moment Quag gets brought in, you can just snipe with the Swift. Yep. Ball knower nickname. GG's. Well played by nickname. Bro, why does it white that shit out? Elephant Flasha versus Green Slash. Claydol into Shadow Drapion. Uncomfortable, but you can always chip it as the Drapion player. Like, that does so much damage. Oh, he's stand-up. Ooh! Catch on the Corviknight. He gets to bank and go into the Azu, which is pretty good for Elephant Flasha. Oh, timing mistake there from Green Slash. Alright, Ice Beam does not knock out Credilli, but Credilli is immediately met with an Ice Beam, which is tough. It's about the Furret. Ironhead is only neutral against the Azumarill because water resists steel and fairy takes super effective, so it's neutral. God, those Trailblazers are just pathetic. Oh my goodness. Alright, Rock Tomb. Gonna be shielded up. In comes the Drapion. Aqua Tail time. This doesn't knock out. it go. Lives it. Does get the snipe down. There's just such little health on things. And Claydol has a move. And Furret has a move. Back-to-back Rock Tombs here. Yeah, that's just game. As Corviknight will get farmed down. Oh, went too far. All right. Corv into Furret. Claydol pivot. Answered with the Dilly. Interesting. Except Furret can boost its way through. Whereas Skarm vs. Licky was always... It very much depended on the, like... I think there were certain shielding scenarios that Licky could actually pull it out. Alright, now we have Furret throwing a Trailblaze. I got a little distracted there responding to a message, but I'm back. Trailblaze does not KO! Another move! Furret loses so much ground. Ooh, bringing in the Golisopod right away and just bank all this energy. And then you can just go Corv. Yeah, Azu does not have that dog in him. Throw back-to-back Jets and then just one and a catch on that Corv. Easy claps. It's too easy. Let's go! Huge dubs. Huge dubs. There's a top left moment. Yeah. It's pretty miserable. This is pretty miserable. Lurgan? I don't know if Lurgan was at this tournament. Throws here. He just lets it go. Yeah. And he can just pot his way to victory at this point. And I mean, this will do more than anything from Furret, so. There's the Furret switch in. Goodbye, Furret. Yeah, Lurgan was making a pretty sick run at Worlds, yeah. Alright, we're going to game 3, folks. Ooh. Goalie Azu. Not fun, not fun. But Elephant Flash is running triple weak to Corviknight. He shields. This is tough. He's throwing, but Elephant Flash is just never going to care. Clay can kind of hold its own, but it's still not like a fun thing to counter swap. Oh, a catch of a play rough onto Credilli. That's interesting. Switching in the Claydol here. Oh, this sets up Corv nicely. So he's making the read that Dollar is not going to be good. Going for the Rock Tomb now. Gets himself as low as possible, knowing Elephant Flash is going to no shield, so this limits farm. That's a nice play. Here comes Furret. Oh, I love the pivot. I love the pivot. I love the pivot so much, man. You just say, nah, I'm good. You get yourself low to limit the farm, and then to limit it even further, you just pivot out. Because once you see Furret, you know pod with energy is not even bad there. OKC, KFC, UFC, Wolves in 5. I think Rock Tomb could get looked at after Worlds. Because you just want the zeros. Once you get the zeros, Corv just wins here. Ooh. Clog not being up there was painful. But, I mean, this is still just winning for Green Slash. Because the Azu had a move caught. Azu's on, like, 1 residual, so it's fine. Yup. GG. Yeah, this is just easy. Oh no! Fuck, he committed to a sky attack. He must have thought it was dry. Oh no! He thought it was dry after the catch, but it had 1 residual, so he committed to a sky attack to be safe. Ironhead would have KO'd, yeah. Oh, you could, yeah, head in his, he knows. Oh, that sucks. All right, we have Alec versus Kellyio. Kellyio is Colin's brother. All right, Diggersby, Shadow Pluff. Oh, there's a Typhlosion in the back, but he brought 3 Typhlosion answers. So this is a little cursed looking. Yeah, it is jitters, yeah. Just sometimes you get so locked in on being like, oh, they have no energy, so I can guarantee it with the big move. Yeah, that's an unfortunate misplay from him. All right. I think this will be the final one for today, and then I'll actually go eat something. I've kind of been snacking a little bit, but I have not had a meal yet, and it's almost 3 p.m., so I should probably change that, huh? He will get an ace here. Oh, he tries to commit to DRE. And he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And now this is really cooked for Typhlosion. Yeah, Jelly's a problem. Because Jelly thrashes Azu. Yeah, sure thing, JD. Azu versus Drape. The only reason he could no shield, by the way, is because he tried to commit to an acro and didn't just throw the ace. If he threw the ace, then he's just fine. But now, since he didn't throw the ace and Alec was able to save both shields till now, this is just cooked. This is just so cooked. Debuff. Another ice beam. But you know it's just an ice beam, so you don't have to shield this, yeah. He could just double up here and be fine. Oh, he farms. Is that 1 HP? Is that 1 HP? Oh, no. He should have just thrown when he hit the back-to-back. Is he at 1 health here? He's not. He's not. Oh, God. He had exactly 2 HP. So the 1 HP through the shield did not kill him. If he just throws when he gets back-to-back, he just wins that. Oh, my goodness. Digger's being a pluff again. No Typhlosion this time. Yo, subs. I actually casted one live in Milwaukee. It was pretty hype. Oh, soul read catch by Kellyio there. I casted one live in Milwaukee. It was pretty sick. Pranav in a winner go home game. One off getting a shield kill. It was pretty sick. Yeah, this year. Yeah, 2 weekends ago in Milwaukee, day 2. It was Pranav versus Silent Beast. Pranav won off of the shield kill. Baiting out Tink and catching the move is so good for Kellyio. This doesn't knock out, so he's never going to be shielding this. Can he pivot here? Okay, he's going to throw then pivot. Just jump? Yeah. Ooh! The catch by Alec. That forces Kellyio to go the inefficient route to get rid of this spawn, which is double aerial ace instead of 1 acro. In comes Tinkaton. You could probably shield and Fairy Wind down, no? Oh, yeah, he's getting Fairy Winded down for sure. Oh, he got scared. He got scared and threw. He must have misremembered the energy. Here comes Lapras. He could get 2 aces here. Oh, he just rips an acrobatics at him. Oh, he tries to call the ace, and yeah, he just Lapras is now farms down. This is over. He just gets sidewayed down. We can skip ahead just a little bit because there's a lot of Arias, but it's never going to change the outcome. Yeah, it's never going to change the outcome. Lapras always takes that very comfortably. All right, we're going to game 3 here. Losers finals, Tinkaton into Azumarill, and Kellyio running a line that's triple weak to the Tinkaton, leading with the Azu, with the Drape and the Shadow Jumpluff in the back. What quote, JD? There's a lot of Arias, but it doesn't change the outcome. Yo, what up, Pirate King? Good to hang out with you in Milwaukee. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, you can soft lose this enough to get kind of a nutty Jumpluff here. Yeah, like play rough into a hard Jumpluff pivot would go crazy. How broken is Tinkaton? I mean, he's a very strong lawn. Oh, he's actually going to stay and then just let himself get KO'd and then farm with jump. That's fair enough. I like this line a little bit better. Right now, I'm just locked in on the food I'm about to have. Yeah, he only gets a doze. Obviously triple resisted, but a 50% chance at a debuff. No debuff. What does he bring in? He brings in Jelly. No bait here, straight Acro. Acro is gonna land. This is looking bad for Alec, because in the 2s, Drapion thrashes Diggersby. He would need Kellyio to shield this. Kellyio shields it. Pause. Maybe. Maybe. Alec lets it go. 2 shield Diggersby versus the world. He gets 1 turn because his Hex hadn't registered yet. Fire Punch, landing again. Does he shield the Acro here, making the call, or does he save the shield? It's an awkward gamble. He's going to save it. Acro lands. There's Drapion. Does he shield? He does! Oh god, the pacing is lining up. This comes down to, does Alec catch, and does Kellyio predict that he's going to catch? They both stay. Ah, that's unfortunate. Alec was predicting that Kellyio would overfarm, assuming a catch. And Kellyio also assumed that. So he stayed. Alright, Kellyio today too. Alec with a good run, but unfortunately not quite able to pull it off at the end. That's going to be it for me for today. We've been streaming for just shy of 4 hours. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to go get some food, and then I might do a Gigas raid or 2. So, I will see y'all later. All right. Bye. Also, I'll stream day 2 of this tomorrow. All right. Peace.